All right. Welcome, Nerds and Nerdettes, to another group episode. It's been a while. I'm your host, Michael, and with me,
Matt.
So,
You say another, we should rephrase that. Welcome to our final group episode.
Yep. Well, it is technically another episode. It's just the final episode this time.
And that's what the title's going to be. The final. The finale.
It's our farewell episode. We plan on doing it at the end of September. It technically is the end of September, but my life's been super hectic this month. Matt's life's been super hectic this month. That's the reason I haven't been no dailies. It's just busy. So, but this might be the beginning, or this might be the ending of Gaming Nerds, but it's not the ending of us doing podcast, video game coverage and whatnot, all the coverage and whatnot, because we do plan on coming back in January with something new.
Speaking of something new, it's not, the thing is I'm going to give you guys a little backstory. It's going to be something different. It is literally going to be more raw. Like, we're still going to do editing and stuff. Don't worry about that.
Maybe we're gonna be doing more editing than what we had before.
But there's going to be no topic that we're not going to say. Yeah, we're not going to leave anything off the table. We're going to say anything that we want.
So it's going to be more adult-oriented, not as much kid-friendly.
And if people don't like that, they don't have to watch.
Or listen.
Or listen, and here's the thing. You guys might think that we're going to be assholes and whatnot. Write that in when we set this up, that, hey, that's kind of being a dick or whatnot. Hey. At this point, I don't care.
Hey. At least you're listening, and at least we're getting some comment feedback.
Yeah, and the thing is I don't care. Now, not saying that I don't care about doing the podcast. You know, I want to do the podcast, but your opinion won't matter to me. I'll just be like, okay.
Yeah, there will be episodes that I know are going to come up that we're going to offend some people. Not everybody. Mainly the newer generation that will probably offend, not the people our age. We probably won't offend, and we will put a viewer discretion or a listener/viewer discretion advised on those episodes. But hey, that's your warning. So on those episodes. So.
Yep, and we'll even do it cheesy wise, just for people our age too. We'll be like, due to graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Perfect. So. There will be, you guys will know there will be some editing. There will be sound effects. We will be adding stuff in like that. We're gonna try to make it different. I'm gonna try to learn to do a little bit of basic animation, so I can make some like an animated start to our when we think of the name and everything else. Yeah, we don't know the name yet. So the reason for this new reset and whatnot, one, Gaming Nerds is, I won't say we're burned out, but we just don't have the support that we thought we were going to have behind it. So Matt's burned out. I'm getting there. Obviously, you guys can tell, well, my life doesn't help it, but
yeah.
Just we're going to come back refreshed. Hopefully do things different, get more active on social media. Gaming Nerds was a good learning platform. Now we know what we need to do. So,
but we also found out that there is already a Gaming Nerds.
Which, if you guys have been subscribing to us, you might have been just subscribing to the other Gaming Nerds. So we might have been giving them some free advertisement.
I guess.
But if you guys would have followed our links, that wouldn't have happened. Yeah. If that is what happened.
The other thing that I'm going to warn you guys about is, and this is also, I know this violates Twitch, but Twitch won't see the containers. We will be drinking.
So
yeah, it'll be like that.
But
I don't believe it violates YouTube as long as it's the same way. But I know Twitch is that way. Like, they don't want you to see the can. They don't even want us to see the can of, like, regular soda.
Yeah,
Like,
it's because
so you gotta have a.
it's because of sponsorships. That's why.
Yeah.
Also, another thing is I don't believe these are going to be live. Are they going to be live? No, they are going to be live, aren't they?
I thought we were. See, the thing is we're not sure if we still want to do a Patreon when we get this all set up, but we'll probably do a Patreon way later on down the road.
Yeah, we got to be careful of that Patreon, too. I just got an email from them. Well, Gaming Nerds got an email from them saying we have to change our Patreon because in our tiers we have raffles / giveaways in it, and they don't. That's against their service and terms and service apparently.
Yeah.
So.
So.
Which is fine. We're taking it down anyhow.
Yeah, we're gonna take that down anyways. Anyway, so when we do a Patreon, we might go live. But I was thinking maybe just do pre-recording like we are now and do it just 2 times a week for them.
Yeah, see, well, there won't be dailies. There'll be no dailies.
There won't be dailies, and 1 time a week might be fine, but I think 2 times a week is like the sweet spot.
Yeah, we'll have a small episode in the middle of the week, and then the Fridays will be, or whenever we decide to do.
We should do like Mondays and Fridays.
Something like that.
Something to look forward to at the beginning, because everyone knows Mondays suck.
Yeah.
So we could just say, hey, we could be like, all right, Mondays suck. We know that. Maybe that's a light, brighten up your day.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be so doing that we'll have a small show and whatnot, then we'll have a large show. I know in the large show, instead of you guys just looking at our logo, Gaming Nerds Podcast, or whatever the new logo is going to be, we're going to have a game playing in the background that's pre-recorded.
Yeah, it's going to be pre-recorded background footage, and it might not always be us together. It might just be one.
Well, we could do a split screen, like we did that one time with Siege. Do remote play and split screen it.
I'm saying we could, but there might be times where, like, oh, I don't feel like playing, and you're playing, so they watch your gameplay footage. And the thing is, it's not always going to be the same. Like, it's not going to be Siege and Fortnite, things like that. Not saying it's not going to be. It's not.
It might be a lot of blackout.
It might be blackout, but it also might be, hey, I'll just do a quick recording of like.
Actually,
what I'm playing now.
It's going to be a lot of. You know what's going to be a lot of? Since it's coming out in January? Kingdom Hearts. It's going to be a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that causes a problem for both of us, because what if one of us is farther?
We don't watch each other's streams, or the recording.
I don't even know it's good then.
I have no idea. I got to figure out how to do recordings off an Xbox, too. I know how to do it off PlayStation. I don't know how to do it off the Xbox.
There's another way I've seen.
Yeah, but that's later down the road. We got a few months.
Or we'll just get a capture card.
That too. But yeah, so
like I said, that's later on down the road. Let's head on into the news if you got any.
Well, I haven't been looking up news, so we'll do headlines of what's been going on the last few weeks since you guys have heard from us. Well,
let's just talk about what we were talking about before we hit record. China has banned Twitch.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't been living on our rock in the gaming news era, China has banned, not just banned Twitch, that came along down the road, but China has started suing gamers for game developers, for loot boxes. They have officially came out and said loot boxes are gambling, and you don't change it, you're suing. You're going to get sued.
And isn't it something like $20,000 fine per time that they're fined?
Something like that, yeah. It's a pretty big fine.
It's supposed to be something like 20. They said that they wanted like 20 to 25,000 for the fine per time that they're fined, because that way it can add up quickly.
And they're also doing this type of stuff to get people outside. They're pretty much going to try to ban games. And that's the first step, is banning Twitch. Now you can't watch video games anymore.
In China.
And so, yeah. And this also comes along with Tencent losing a lot of money because of the new rules in China. You can only play, like, if you're under a certain age, you can only play like 2 hours a day or something like that.
Yeah, that's the
And
other thing that they're doing. They're doing restriction bans for all that as well.
yep.
So now, like, it's, I believe, under the age of 16, you can only play 2 hours a day, and that's also including arcades over there. That if there's any kids under 16, they're only allowed to have them stay in the they're allowed to stay in the arcade, but they can't play games if they've played 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that's for the whole day. They
See,
have to come back the next day.
so growing up, Matt, remember? Well, not really growing up so much, but yeah, growing up, we used to play MMORPGs. We used to play Asian-based MMORPGs. For a while there, you can do whatever you wanted for the longest time. And then I think right around we're 18, 19, the Asian-based ones, where you started having the time-based where you can only be on for a certain amount of time, or you can only do a certain amount of quest per 24 hours.
Yep.
Now China's starting to evolve that 10 years later to actual video games.
It's all the Korean-based ones.
It was Korean-based. Oh, yeah, now China's doing it now.
Yeah.
To actual video games. And that's where this Twitch ban came now, because now, okay, you can't play games, but watch games. Well, we're going to fix that. You're not even going to be able to watch games anymore.
Yeah, see, I guess they had that implemented for a while, the age restriction, the time restriction, but it was anyone under 16 could play for 5 hours for the whole day, and then after 5 hours they couldn't play. So a lot of kids that were under 16 would be like, okay, play for 5 hours, and then the rest of the time I'm just gonna watch it, a live stream.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit, I think, personally.
Well, you know what also this does too? It hurts a lot of streamers, because a lot of the streamers are kids and stuff, and they're kids from different countries, so now they're gonna be like, oh, look, I lost half my viewership because they can't watch anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm surprised. Ninja and Dr. Disrespect and stuff like that haven't came out and spoke about it yet. Or if they have, I haven't seen it.
Dr. Disrespect said something.
Of course he did.
You know what he said?
Huh?
It ain't gonna stop people, because all they'll do is just get a VPN.
There you go. There you go. If they're smart enough to do it, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, little
Tommy down the road.
Yeah, little Chinese Tommy down the road will just be like, I'm gonna get a VPN. I'm in the U.S.
Yep.
I'm not in China here. See, you can backtrack my IP.
Yeah. So I know this is old news, but we never spoke of it. So speaking of Dr. Disrespect, the people that shot his house up is a bunch of bullshit.
Oh yeah.
That is a bunch of horseshit. Dr. Disrespect is just an alter ego of, I don't even know his real name.
I forgot.
Yeah, so you can't have hate against somebody that's just an alter ego. That shit's real. You've threatened his family. It's not good, dude.
And that's
Grow
what's
up.
retarded about this. It's like, it's just an alter ego. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched or heard of him, but Boogie2988. Really big.
Yeah. Well, he's not so big anymore. He had a surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hip surgery Carrie's dad had. Anyways, he has that alter ego that he plays as Francis.
Yeah.
Yeah. People get mad at him all the time. He goes, it's just my alter ego. He goes, people don't know his real name because, he goes by Boogie. But still, it's like, you're getting mad at me over an alter ego that I'm playing.
Yeah, it's not really who I am. I'm putting on a show for you guys.
Yeah, I'm not really this mentally handicapped guy that will, take a broken Guitar Hero, or broken Rock Band guitar and smash my Xbox.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, and that was the thing, is that he was live streaming at the time it happened. And he comes back and he's not in his jacket anymore. He doesn't have his shades on. You pretty much demoralized him into where he actually had to come out of character and talk to the stream and then go out and do what he needed to do.
Well, yeah, he was scared.
Yeah, I would be too.
I watched it, dude. I was at the fuel center and I seen it on and I was just, I'll throw it on, because at the fuel center I'm by myself, so I'm just like, whatever, I'll watch a live stream.
Yeah.
So I'm just in there watching it, and he literally comes out, and he had a completely, like, his tone was completely different because he was scared, and he's just like, yeah, I might not be on for the rest of the night, anything like that. And then there were people in the stream, because he said he wasn't going to be on the rest of the night. They're saying, that's bullshit. You owe it to us streamers, or you owe it to us
viewers.
fans. I'm like, or viewers, thank you. But it's like, what do you mean he owes it? His house got shot up.
And it wasn't the first time. It was the second time. So the first time it happened, they thought it might have just been a random shooting. That it was just out of bad luck. It got hit up. Now the second time it happened, now you know that his family and him have been targeted.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just shit like this makes things that we do dangerous, and it's uncalled for.
And that makes, shit like that makes it where it's like how we were just talking about how everything's going to be more like subjects off the table. That's going to put a big target on our backs for stuff like that.
And that is the reason we're not disclosing where we live or showing our area. And actually, I guess it's not hard to figure out where somebody lives. So
I mean, we've said it in previous podcasts before.
Mm-hmm.
State and stuff, so.
Yep. I mean, it's not hard. It's all you have to do is backtrace a bunch of shit, information, backlogs, and
so.
Yeah. Even if you don't know their person's name, it's easy to find them. Look what happened to Dr. Disrespect. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of other streamers, Ninja's been doing a lot of shit. He's got the cover of ESPN now, sports. The first streamer.
The first one to do that. I think that's awesome, actually.
Dude, it's badass. I'm not.
But I hate to say it, Ninja, like, he's actually a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's a super nice guy. But
talks a lot of shit.
It's only his character, though.
I know.
But I hate to say it, but when Fortnite dies out,
it might be a while.
I'm just saying, when Fortnite dies out, I think he'll die out too.
He needs to jump onto the next big thing and see if his fans follow.
I don't think he will. I think he's so used to Fortnite for everything. Because a lot of people ask him, are you going to go to Blackout? And he's like, no, I don't like Blackout.
Yeah, he tried it and he wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing is, I really do think Blackout's going to be the next big thing. And I think even just take half of the Fortnite people, or half of the people that play Fortnite, is probably going to go to Blackout.
I know most of PUBG people are. I mean, people are already saying that, this is what PUBG should have been. So, yeah. PUBG is pretty much done.
Well, that's why I said half of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Most of it's going to be PUBG, but half of Fortnite. Because there's a lot of people that play Fortnite that don't even build, or if they do build, they throw those porta forts or porta fortresses.
Yeah.
So they have a cover that they can make without actually having to be like, oh, I got to get materials.
Yep. So, and the thing about Ninja, too, is, like, I don't watch streaming very often, but Ninja's, I follow him on Twitter just so I can watch his clips he makes. Because he makes some pretty damn good Fortnite clips. So.
But I'm just like, and that's why I really think, Fortnite's good. I've been
for what it is.
I've been trying to, I played it. I play a couple matches here and there. I do well, but
I used to play on Switch before it got competitive on Switch. Because when it first came out on Switch, it was easy because you had a new genre of people that haven't played before, trying to learn the controls. People weren't building as much, and then people started getting the hang of it, and I fell off the bandwagon.
Also on Switch, people have resorted to using mouse and keyboard. Yeah,
that was the thing. Nintendo said that.
It's the same with PlayStation. People use mouse and keyboard on there, but on both Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation, if you use a mouse and keyboard on any of those consoles, Epic will ban you. And I think that's actually bullshit because they have that option in the options menu, even on the consoles. Because on PC, I can hook up a controller.
You're at a disadvantage, but you can.
Yeah.
So.
The reason why is because they say it's classified as cheating, just as if you went to go get hacks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not really. Yeah, it gives them more of a disadvantage because they can look, but they still have to. I have a controller that I can move. They have a big ass keyboard that they probably have to sit on their lap or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable to play a long period of time. So, but yeah. So I mean, congrats to Ninja for that. And I think the only reason why you really got big was because you got Drake. But because
he was big before that, but he blew up even more because of Drake.
Yeah, I didn't hear of Ninja until Drake, and so
I've heard of Ninja before that.
So. Yeah, I know he has a lot of hard work under his belt, so I can't discredit him for that. I've read a couple of his interviews that he's done with other people, saying he streamed a year and a half with only having 20 people watching his streams before.
See, that's the thing is he used to only have 20, 30, 40 people, and then he went to then he started going to Fortnite. And when he went to Fortnite, he blew up.
Yep.
And then
it's because he was good.
More, and then he blew up even more once he got Drake on there.
Yeah, broke records up the fucking wall. But yeah, I mean, he blew up on Fortnite because he was good. He was good at streaming. He just didn't have the recognition.
He has 18 million subscribers.
Yeah, he has the most subscribers on Twitch, I believe. So
I'm looking on YouTube right now. So it's 18 million on
YouTube.
YouTube right now.
Damn, I didn't even know he was part of YouTube. I thought it was just Twitch.
No,
Twitch
he does YouTube as well.
Huh.
He puts his stuff over onto there, but still.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's like this shit's. Let's just mute that now.
I was gonna say I hear ads.
It's not ads. It's it's people playing a game. He has. Oh, where do I see that again? It doesn't tell me. I think I have to log in. Anyways.
I think you have to log in and find his profile, and I'll show you.
Anyway, so yeah, just on this one total views, he has 322 million views for Friday night gaming stream.
Jesus Christ. We can only wish to see those numbers.
Oh shit.
Well,
he's got so many sponsors. He's got HyperX, Space Jam, Guff, freaking DX Racer, Zowie, Twitch.
And now he's going to have ESPN Sports behind him.
He already has that behind him.
So, man, crazy.
He's got NZXT.
And just think, he's not even part of an esports team, and he has all these fucking sponsorships and.
Well, he doesn't want to be, is the thing.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be.
No, he doesn't need to be, but he also said even if he wasn't big, he wouldn't either.
Yeah. And he's good, though. He is fucking hella good. Speaking of competitions and whatnot for Fortnite, they're doing their new fall festival, fall harvest or something like that.
Their fall summer skirmish.
Yeah, there it is. Prize up to $10 million or something like that.
Yeah, but it's split between the team.
Okay.
A YouTuber I watch, Chaos X Silencer. This is his first time ever, and he's actually part of it. And he goes, and maybe you could put none of us are professionals or anything like that, but is someone considered a professional as soon as they get a paycheck from it and cash it? From a situation like that?
I would say yes.
Because if that's the truth, then I guess I would consider myself, X now, but an ex-professional Black Ops 2 player. Because I remember doing a competition in Olympia. I won $1,000. I cashed it. So does that technically make me a pro?
It's hard to say. It depends on the competition you're going into, I guess. I mean, if it was for an actual, sponsored by, Activision or Treyarch or whatever for the pro competitions, then I would say yeah. But if it was just one of those rundown, random, not random, but competitions you do.
This was sponsored by Activision Infinity Ward.
If it's Black Ops Treyarch, then then I would consider it pro. If it's
so I'm an ex-pro Black Ops player then. Yeah. Since you get money. Yeah. And I guess that would be the case if even if you got $1. Oh, I got $1, I'm a pro now.
See, I don't know.
To me, the line would be if it's over 500, then I consider it that you're a professional.
Yeah, if you're a top placer constantly or a top placer in these competitions, then I would say you're a pro at it.
Because in this skirmish, even the last group still gets $100,000 that's split between their team.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is that if you're placed in last place every time, then.
But they're all still considered professionals, and that's what I always thought. It's I don't think they could I don't think it'd be like us with Blackout.
I was gonna say, how hard is it to get into the competition?
Oh, it's pretty hard, I guess.
Then it might be semi-pro.
I'm just saying, if you and I got really good at Blackout, and we actually got into a competition that they hosted, and they flew us out somewhere that we played, and we had to play duos on it, and you and I placed last place, and we still got, let's say, $5,000 each, I guess we could go around saying, yeah, we're professional Blackout players. But everyone would be but you got dead last.
Yeah, but if you get selected to go out there based on how good your team is,
he's gonna be on the Rift Raiders.
Yeah, it's hard to find that line.
When he was saying it, I'm sitting there going, I don't consider that to be a professional at it. Now I will consider it if his team gets first, and in that first situation, he's top 5 in his team. He helped with top 5 in his team. Not his team got first, he's dead last, and all he did was pretty much go, oh, I'm holding your med kits. Here you go.
Yeah, see, I don't.
Just being the pack mule, because if that's the case, it's oh, I got professional status by being a pack mule.
See, it might be a semi-pro. You might want to call it a semi-pro. If you get chosen to go out there, but I don't know. There's a line somewhere that's hard to.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm where's that line? Where do we draw it there?
So I might consider it semi-pro. Now, if you're going there constantly and your team's constantly, or you're only the top players constantly, then I would consider you pro.
If he was in the summer one and his team was came first in the summer one, and then this fall one came around and they placed first here, and if they have a winter one and they place first there, then I'd be okay, yes. But then again, that line would be, okay, your team did it, but were you in the top 5 there, or were you dead last in your team? Pretty much just going, here's support, here's bandages, here's just playing the support.
Well, support would be hard too, though, and especially in Fortnite without being killed. But point being, though, yeah.
Not really. You just stay behind somebody, one person, and be here's the bandages. Here's this. Here's bullets.
Right. So
here's some materials.
So these scrimmages are they Fortnite's version of esports?
Yes, they are, because they're private servers.
Okay.
Which, okay, I have to say, I think they should open private servers up to people. I guess they do. I guess that's Playground.
I was gonna say Playgrounds. But no, and there's
but I'm talking about they should have a private server somewhere. Let's say you, me, a couple other people all want to play, but we all want to play solo, but we're all on the match together going against each other. In a private match, we're all doing solo, but we're on a private match, so we're against each other. Free for all.
Yeah. So.
We can team up and hopefully get paired with this other team.
Yeah. So on the same lines as this, is it pro? Is it semi-pro? There's this age-old argument. Well, it's not really that old, but it's going to be an age-old argument here shortly.
Oh, you're mine, dude.
Is
Fortnite was the greatest thing.
is esports athletes, the people that compete in esports, are they considered athletes? Has into like other sports?
I don't know. I honestly say no.
No.
But you want to hear something funny?
I know they do a lot of training though.
I know, but you want to hear something funny?
Huh.
You remember hearing growing up all the time, you'll never make money playing video games?
Right.
Now we have esports where individuals themselves are making $1 million.
Or if you just get good at streaming, you can make a shit ton of money to having people watch you play games. And
yeah, and it's like, yeah, okay, video games are paying, sure.
Back then it didn't. Then technology.
Look, I have 500,000 people in my stream. Oh, and they're donating like, $10 worth of bits every time.
Yep. Yeah. No, yeah, there's the argument that I've been hearing going around a lot more is, are they actually athletes? I understand they have to train a lot. I understand that it's strenuous training. It is strenuous training, being locked in a room with somebody for a group of for team building for 8 hours a day. I understand that it's hard.
I consider that hard, but I don't consider that the same along lines of training as like football and basketball and stuff, where they have to go hit a gym and lift for like 12 hours or 10 hours a day,
and they have
for like a month, and then they go out and then on top of training for 10 hours, they still got to go out into the field and do another 8 hours out there.
And that's the thing. These guys have been training. These athletes have been training since they were in high school for this stuff. I mean, years of building. So, and yeah, I understand some esports players get paid the same as some of these athletes, but I don't consider you an athlete. So, no, I do consider it.
Because I kid you not, I've watched them because who was it? What team was it? Fuck, I think it was FaZe. Like FaZe was showing everyone, they were streaming their training session, and how it was doing is it was doing camera transitions, between all of them, watch them as they train. And literally, they're all sitting there drinking soda pop and eating chips and shit like that. Except for some guys, they're drinking like water and whatnot, and they're just training. And I'm like, you guys are literally training and getting paid to sit there, eat Doritos and drink soda.
Yep. But yeah, I know. Like I said, I mean, getting along with everybody, I would understand is tough. Being stuck in the same room for so long. That's the reason why you don't see a lot of females in these esports, because of the training that.
Oh, see, the thing is,
being stuck in one room, living with each other.
You see, the thing is there was, I think it was FaZe again. It could have been FaZe, but they had a couple females, but when they all did training, all the guys would literally rent out a house, and they'd all train in the house while the females stayed at their own places.
And that was just so there wasn't no.
And it wasn't like a females rented their own house and did that. No, it was literally this female was with, was in her house, and this female was in her house.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason they do that is so there's no potential sexual harassment or things like that. It's the reason why they have to do that. And that's the reason why it's not good for team building that way. I understand that there is a female in the Overwatch esports now.
Two now.
Yeah, one of them is very unliked. She was unliked before she even went in. Like, the Overwatch community just doesn't like her at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because the character she plays, and she plays it the cheap way. But yeah. So, but going back to the athlete thing. So, no, esports to me, those people are not athletes, but I do have...
Athletes either, but I have respect for them.
Yep, that's what I was just going for. I have super respect for them. They're super talented. Just they're not in the same level.
I mean, they still do have to train, and they do, like I said, they do the training like, oh, that place is for rent. They literally rent out a house, and they'll pay. And that's the thing is, a lot of people now, I think even here where I'm at, I seen on Craigslist, I kid you not, that's saying that they will rent their house out to an esports team if they want to train, and a lot of those esports team will be like, oh, here's 6 months rent already.
Yeah, there's actually a new team in Vancouver, Washington, opening up for an Overwatch League.
Yeah, and they go around, and the thing is I always think that's weird because they don't, like what they do is like a lot of those teams are from different areas, around the world, and then they all settle on, let's go here to this one spot, rent out this house, pay 6 months, even a year of rent, and then they'll literally and just train for that entire year, And I was reading up on it, and a lot of them, all they'll literally do is they'll get up, they'll train, and they'll play a game for like 8-10 hours, get up, eat, recuperate, all that stuff, piss, shit, all that stuff, then go back another 8 hours, and then go to bed and get up and do it again.
Yep. And to me,
all these different strategies.
Yeah, and to me, I would be burned out of that game within a week.
What's funny is when I read that, I was like, I was reading that, and I go, me and Michael did that. It's called staying up and having an all-night gaming session. We've done that plenty of times.
Oh, shit.
I mean, think of all the times we stayed up and we were like, oh, we played for 8 hours. Get up, let's go get something to eat, go pee, do all that stuff, come back, another 8 hours.
In all reality, 8 hours is nothing for a gamer, really. I mean, look at Spider-Man. I just put 8 hours a day playing that goddamn game till I beat it. So
I'm just saying though, it's like
no, I get you.
Look, it's 1 o'clock now. I'm still not tired. Get up, eat something, or grab some of our snacks if we had them, and be like, all right, use the bathroom, sit back down, another 10 hours.
Yep.
Did you guys go to sleep?
Nope. We'll be here in about an hour or so. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it's almost our bedtime.
Yeah. Then we literally get out of sleep for 4 hours and be like,
nope.
Yep. Did you guys sleep? Yeah, we slept 4 hours. We're good.
Yep. Oh shit. Good old days.
But that's the same. That's pretty much what they train like. They're like 10 hours, bathroom, all that stuff. Another 10 hours, sleep for maybe 4 or 5 hours. And the thing is lately, I guess they do that. They do that hardcore for like 2 months. And then after that, they do training where it's like 3 times a day. They all still live together, but they're all pretty much like 3 times a day. Get up. The other days, they're just kind of like, what do you guys want to do? I don't know. Let's go out and check something out.
Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd get burned out too fast. But that's the reason why I probably not ever going to...
I would never be a professional or even a semi-professional gamer because I'd be like, I'm bored of this game.
No, if I was super good at the game and I didn't need to train nonstop, then I might be able to.
You still need to train no matter what.
Well, yeah, for team building.
But train.
Yeah, I'm just saying for like team building and stuff. I understand, but yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. If you get super good, then you don't have to be doing the strenuous team building or all that extra. But
you know what we should say? We should tell people that we're semi-professional Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup players from GameCube.
Oh Jesus!
We used to put that shit on the hardest setting and still be able to walk all over them.
Yep. God, that's such an old game.
I got a GameCube actually. I just got one.
Somewhere on there.
Oh no, it's right here. It's not hooked up though, because we thought we'd leave it unhooked until we got some games for it.
Yeah.
GameCube games are easy to collect. They're cheap.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that new classic mini NES, or not NES, PS1?
Classic?
Yeah.
That actually is pretty cool. Although I hate the price tag, $100, and it's only 20 games.
Yeah, I'm hoping they'll come. Well, it's 20 games preloaded. I'm hoping you can get more later on.
See, and that's the thing is, people. I told Carrie within a week that thing's gonna be hacked like the Super Nintendo was.
Yep.
And the regular NES, and it's like, instead of doing hack, they should just be able to be like, yeah, if you go here, you can download the games, or if they don't want you to download them, they could be like, here, 99 cents, but you can put them on your classic here.
Yeah, that's the thing is that, like, I was listening to other podcasts and whatnot, and they're going through the same thing. If they're going to do this, at least open up a shop to where we can buy any of the PS1 classics. I mean, there's so many games.
In America, I don't know if you know this, but in America, there was 2,000 PS1 games released.
So many games.
2,000 PS1 games. And that's the thing, is they can open a shop, and I know that they've lost titles and don't have the rights for this anymore.
Just give me Poi Poi.
I'm pretty sure they have. I'm pretty sure they have older, or I'm pretty sure they have the resources to pull up their old data from games that they had and go, here, we're gonna put all 2,000 titles on here.
Yeah. So
except for the 20 that comes preloaded.
Yeah. So by my understanding, the games that they have coming are Final Fantasy VII, Tekken 3, Final Fantasy 9, I believe.
No, it's Final Fantasy 7. Tekken 3, Ridge Racer,
Wild Arms,
Jumping Flash, and Wild Arms.
So those are the ones that they announced. I know they said they have 20 preloaded games, but
the 5, and then we don't know what the other 15 is. My prediction is they need to have at least something other than Ridge Racer, because it was not that good of a game.
No, I was shocked to see that was on there.
They could put Gran Turismo, either 1 or 2. The one thing I know a lot of people are gonna think. They're probably going to give me a lot of hate for this. But the 2 games they should stay away from putting on there, Crash and Spyro. Only because they have the Crash remake that they did.
And Spyro's coming out soon.
And the Spyro remake's coming out soon. So what's the point in putting it on there since you guys have the remake coming out? Or the remaster?
I think the remake is out, isn't it?
It's out, yeah.
It's a silent drop. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, they have that, so what's the point in putting it on there?
Yeah.
What I want to see, and I know they probably won't put it on there, but they should put the first and even second, but they could even just do the first Lunar game on there.
The PS1 is known for a lot of the JRPGs.
Out of that 2,000 titles, 1,100 of them were JRPGs.
And that's where a lot of people our age that grew up with the PS1 fell in love with JRPGs. There was so many of them.
Like one of the 5 titles they should put on there is they should go, okay, we got 7, which I'm sorry, they shouldn't put 7 on there.
7 is it's grounded to the ground.
I know it's ran to the ground, but you can buy it on PS4 right now.
Yep. And they're gonna have that same version on the PS1 Classic. You know that it's gonna have the no encounters. It's going to have the easy levels. It's going to have...
It's only 720p that they're doing anyways, and they can only upscale that stuff so much.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying, though. That version that you can play is you're going to have on the PS1 Classic.
I know. And also, the one that they should put on there is they should go, here's Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 8 is one of my favorites.
Well, if you notice, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but Switch is getting a lot of Final Fantasy games. They're getting 7.
No,
they're getting 9.
No. Switch is getting 1 through 9.
Yeah, they're getting
on
1
Switch.
Through 9. Yeah, they're getting 1 through 9. Oh, and they're getting the Pocket Edition of 15.
And Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah.
I was super happy to see that in that last Direct.
And I was like, okay, that's cool and all, but they're not getting 8. 8's not on that list.
Yeah, I don't know why. 8's got a lot of hate behind it. All right.
8 has a lot of hate behind it. A lot of people hate it because they're like, oh, it's not real. It was because after the second disc, you're all playing in Squall's dream.
So?
That's the big rumor going around. I go, that's not true. Even the people from Square is like, that's not true.
No, I know. That sucks because the way the game disc that I got for 8 had all 4 CDs crammed into one disc or into one case.
Yeah, so, I had the fat case that had them all individual.
See,
as your own section.
See, I didn't get that one. That's what it should have been in. So by the time I got the disc 4 from swapping out the disc constantly,
it was scratched.
It was scratched. I couldn't play it, so I never got to beat 8. And I am one day going to go back. It's going to take me forever. I will go back and play 8 because 8 is a hell of a good fucking game.
Yeah, I know you can buy it on Steam, but everyone says that the Steam port of it's terrible.
Yeah, I've looked at the graphics for it too, and it's like, dude.
And the bad thing is if you want to buy it, like I'm on Amazon right now. says buy new, $109.87.
And that means I gotta get. That means I have to get a PS2, the backwards compatible with it, and.
Or buy used for $14.96.
Yeah, but is the user gonna work though? That's the problem with those discs. That if they even have a single scratch on them, they'll misread easy or skip around or.
Why do that? Why not just emulate it?
Good.
That's what I would do. The other game that they should put on there that would definitely be something. I know you've never played this, but Legends of Dragoon.
I've played it.
That was one of the other huge titles, and a lot of people miss. They're like, yeah. No, put Legends of Dragoon on. If they put Legends of Dragoon on there, I'll buy the damn thing.
Yeah, see, Legend of Dragoon is one of the games that it went by me. I played it, but I was too young to really understand it, so I fell out of it really fast.
See, I beat the whole thing.
Yeah, so if they came out with Legends of Dragoon, I would definitely.
Yeah, play. I know, and I know a lot of people. So I've seen a lot of comments about it. They're like, buy a Raspberry Pi for the same price, and you can still use the controllers, because you can buy controllers at a USB, or you can use a PS4 controller and literally put those same games on a Raspberry Pi, and there you go. You have all those games the same way emulated, because that's all they're doing with this is emulating.
Yeah.
And I guarantee that that's probably what this is. It's probably like a higher version of a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, most likely. But it's official. It's legal.
Yeah, but see, I'm still tempted to kind of go the same route and just get a Raspberry Pi and literally just put on my Nintendo, my Super Nintendo, and my PlayStation games on there, and then I can hook it right up to my TV and be like, there.
Yeah.
The only and a lot of these games that you can emulate and download, they have upscalers that will make it so you can do 720p and won't look crappy.
Yeah, the next story we'll get into after we're done talking about this, another system's doing that too. So.
You mean the Nintendo 64 Classic?
No, the Switch Online.
Oh yeah, the Switch Online where now you can download and play the old original NES games.
Yep. So they have an upscale now too on them to where you're playing 720, or you can play in the original form back in the tube TV days.
Yeah.
So.
And again, it's the same. And it's the same situation. They're just emulating.
Yep, and actually, that was one of the things that I heard from one of the podcasters. Like, I can get all these games on a Raspberry Pi. They need to bring out something new, because all they're doing is bringing back the same games they constantly bring back in all these bundles. They need to bring out new games that they've never came out with before. Because you got Dr. Mario on it, you have Super Mario 3, you have all the popular NES games on the online service.
Dude, right here, I'm gonna send you a link. This is from Walmart.com. For a Raspberry Pi 3, right? Which is one of the recommended ones to get.
Ba-doop.
Look how much it is.
Wait for it to load.
Well, there's multiple ones here, but still.
Someday. But yeah, I mean, for $40 though.
Right there. It's $60. For
Yeah,
$60, I can get a Raspberry Pi 3 with all the stuff I need, put in a bigger micro SD card, and be like, there. Now I have all those games on there.
God, my internet's taking forever to load.
Oh, look, it says hard drive capacity, 16, 32, or 8, and it can even go higher than that. And
yeah.
It's like...
Fuck you.
I can just share screen if need be.
It's just being slow. Oh, there it goes. Of course, whereas I minimize the fucking page, it loads. Kind of loads. Really? Really? Okay, I'll come. Hey, $60.
And it's a complete kit. It comes with everything.
Damn.
And you can even raise. You can go past 32 if you need to.
Yeah. Damn.
And that's the thing is, like, I could get a Raspberry Pi 3. Literally hook up. You can even do what some people do, which is they hook up like an external hard drive to it, and literally load all their stuff onto there, and it's like, there, I got 160 gigs worth of PS1 games, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Anything else you want, 64, all that stuff, with all the upscalers that you could be like, oh, run, throw on a program. Get one off the top of my head, but throw on a boot drive up there, so when you actually plug it in and push it, it boots up into like a screen, so it shows all that, kind of arcade stylish. That's why I'm like, that's what a lot of these places are doing. It's like, it's just the Raspberry Pi shoved in there.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people. Are you paying for the Nintendo Online service?
Not yet.
See, a lot of people say don't right now, even though they're like, it's only $20 a year, which is like the equivalent of like $1 a month.
It's equivalent to like $3 a month, but if you do the family one, it's $40 a month.
It's 30. I just looked at it. It's 30. It's
for family?
It's 29. Yes, it's $29.99 for 2 or more.
I thought the family one was like 34 or something. Whatever.
Anyways,
but
still, it's like, okay, $30. But a lot of people say don't do it because of what they hate about it, big time, is the fact that if I want to party chat, gotta have it on my phone.
Yep.
And you can't even just like, because sometimes people do. I don't think we've ever done. No, we have. We've played separate games and been in a party, but like, you can't just hang in there and be in a party and just chat with your buddies while they're playing a game and you're not, or you're playing 2 separate games. You have to play the same game.
And see, I'm not an online player anyhow, so I don't really see the urge. I guess the only reason why I would want to get the service soon is for the cloud saves. That would be the only reason.
Oh, by the way, Nintendo's prevented game sharing.
I know. Like they have game sharing, but it's not good.
If you're playing, let's say you and Brittany, you already have a Switch. Let's say Brittany gets one.
I buy the game.
You buy the game. She has it on your account. Is also on her Switch.
Yep.
But she starts the game even on her account.
And I'm playing the game. Yeah, and if I'm playing the game at the same time, it suspends my game to run her game. We can't run the same game.
See, and everyone's like, no. If you do a separate account, it does that. I go, are you sure?
No.
From what I was reading, it's the system base. So
So as long as my name is on that account, and it's registered, the game is registered on my name.
Right, you bought the game.
Yep. And she's playing it on her Switch under her account, but my name is on that account or is on that Switch. And then she can play it. But if I'm playing at the same time, it suspends one of our games. You can't play the same title at the same time on 2 different Switches.
It seems like you can't even play a separate title. From what it sounded like.
No, yeah, you can. You can play opposite titles. Like, I could be playing Mario Kart and she could be playing Mario Party, and it worked just fine. But now, if I'm playing Mario Party and she jumps onto Mario Party, it suspends my game.
Right, and the thing is from what I was reading is, even if she goes on her account and it suspends your game, on her screen it's going to be your game that shows up and not her game that starts up.
Yep.
So she could be like, start. Wait, I'm already in a game? What?
Yep.
So if you were playing Mario Kart and she started Mario Kart, it literally just like, of course it would be in the pause menu, but it'd be paused and it'd be literally your race that you were in the middle of.
Yep. So that's the way that they stop game sharing, which is bullshit because Xbox has game sharing, open game sharing. PlayStation has open game sharing. This is the first downfall of the Switch so far.
They like it one other console, but
yeah, it's still open though. I mean, point being is that.
And I have to say something. Okay, a lot of people give Sony slack because they don't have the backwards compatibility, which the rumor is now that they do this PlayStation Classic, a lot of people are saying that they're going to be able to let you play the old classic games. Probably what a lot of people want is either have a dedicated store for just the PlayStation Classic, or lets you take all of those titles and more from the PlayStation Classic and be able to buy them on your PS4.
Yeah, I think, like I said, with the next.
Oh, speaking of Sony, they also did a 1-up, and they're right up there with Game Pass now. Did you hear?
Yeah, about like 6 hours ago, I saw it. Them tweeted out.
Yeah, PlayStation Now.
You can
now
download the games.
But the only problem is you have to check in to make sure that your stuff is still activated.
Meaning that as soon as you lose...
Because you can play online. You can play it offline.
Yeah. So meaning that if you lose your PlayStation Plus account... No, because you pay separate on PlayStation Now. So if you lose your PlayStation Now account, then you lose your games.
Yes. But they do keep your save. They said even if you lost your PlayStation Now account, they keep your save for up to a year.
So what happens when they pull a game back from PlayStation Now? Well, they haven't done that yet. They haven't took off games off PlayStation Now yet. But what if they do? Does your games go bye-bye too?
Yeah, I wonder if it's the same situation. If they pull it off, but you have it downloaded, I think you can still play it.
See, with Game Pass, you have to buy it. You have to buy it before they pull it because you get a discounted price.
Kind of like how PT, if anyone still has it on their system or even on their account, they can re-download and you can still play it.
Yeah.
It's been pulled.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that they did that because, streaming just fucking sucks because we don't have the technology for it.
It kind of makes me want to get it, but I'm looking through and I go, there's not that many PS1, PS2 titles on there that would make me get it.
Is there PS1 titles on there?
There's PS1, from what I heard, there's PS1, PS2, and I heard not PS3. I heard it's PS1, PS2, and PS4 because PS3 was all different architects.
I'm trying to remember if I think there is PS3 on there.
I think they said there's some, but not much.
No, I think it's PS3, PS4. I don't think there's PS2.
No, because last time I was on that, because when I bought Wild Arms 3?
Yeah,
you can also play on PlayStation Now.
Maybe they fixed it, because I think when I did it was only PS3, all PS3 games, and they just started adding early PS4 games.
Okay, right here. It says, and these are what you can download. You can now download, PS4 owners can now download full games, including PS2 titles from the PlayStation Now app.
Yeah, including PS2 titles.
You cannot download and play offline PS3 games.
Okay, so you still can't download...
PS4, you can do PS4 and PS2, and I guess there is a PS1. Excuse me, my bad.
Okay, so you can stream PS3 games on it, but you can't download them.
Right.
You can download the PS2 and PS4.
Because it already has PS2, PS4, and PS3 on it.
Yeah, because I remember playing some of the PS3 games on there, and I was
but
like,
you cannot download the PS3 games, but you can still stream it.
And that's the reason why you can buy the PS2 games and download them like Wild Arms and whatnot that you have, Wild Arms 3 and stuff. And whatnot. They don't have PS3 games you can download yet.
No, but you can download PS2 and PS4 games. But the thing about it, though, if they want to really combat against Xbox Game Pass, they need to put new Spider-Man on there. They need to put the new God of War. I'm just saying they need to do that.
Yeah, it's just actually they do it because Xbox Game Pass. If those were Xbox exclusives, they would be on Game Pass.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. They need to do the same thing for their exclusives. So God of War, they need to stick that on there so people could be play and download if they need to. Spider-Man, same thing. All of their exclusives that they have, they need to be able to put on there, because then that justifies the PS4 library on there. Because a lot of the PS4 library is on there is old games.
Yeah.
A lot of these, I guarantee, we have from just having PlayStation Plus.
Plus, yep. But the thing about it is PlayStation probably won't ever do it because of the numbers they just got. Spider-Man is the fastest selling in 2 weeks, fastest selling and most grossing first-party game ever in history. $3.3 million in the first 2 weeks.
I know.
And that is the reason why, that's the numbers they'll be throwing out. Be like, this is the reason why we're not doing that. Because we would have lost a lot of money. And vice versa, they probably would have lost a lot of money.
But even as it is now, is that going to make you want to get PlayStation Now?
I don't know. I don't see any games.
What's that buzzing sound?
The kitchen. I'm pointing at my kitchen. My wife is running Keurig.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, anyways.
I don't know. I'd have to really look into it. If I wanted to go back.
The thing is I want to. Oh wait, I can explore the catalog here. I was gonna say I want to see the games before I start. I don't want to.
I know some of the games that are on there.
What's that?
I know some of the games that are on there.
I know, but I'm just saying I'd like to see them in there without going, oh yeah, I'll do it, and then be like, these games are shit. Like, look through and be like, oh, I'm gonna play like 8 or 9 of these titles or something.
Yeah. I know they have.
Now, and there's quite a bit.
They have
There's some that still haven't caught my attention.
I know
Dark Cloud 1 and 2.
I had Dark Cloud from Humble. They have Red Dead on there that I'm curious about. I've actually started playing Red Dead.
Yeah,
they have some. They have some.
They have Dead Island.
Yeah. They got all the Saints Rows and.
Hey, Disgaea D2, Disgaea 5.
I believe
and 4 and
they
3.
are bringing Disgaea 1 to Switch, remaking it for Switch.
They are. The Switch is getting a lot of stuff. They got a lot of Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, they probably do. Another thing that Switch is bringing what I'm super excited about.
No, that buzzing sound's still going on even at the Keurig.
Yeah, my volume thing's all froze up too, so.
It's probably your end then or something.
Yeah, my volume thing's froze. Hey guys, I'm gonna go mute for a second.
Okay. So, yeah, there's decent titles on here, guys, but still nothing that makes me want to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it for that. I mean, there's Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain is good, but I already have Heavy Rain that I can download and play. Yep, it is your in, because as soon as you came back, it started again. Huh, that is weird. They have the Lego Harry Potters. Here's 1 through 4 and 5 through 7. Yeah, of course I have Mighty Number 9. Hey, where's the R's? R.
Alright. Yeah, see, now it's froze all the way up to the top. This is fucking weird.
Yeah, see, I think the whole thing is screwed up.
Hold on, I'm gonna add a filter.
Oh no, he's adding a filter. Ooh, Records of the Agarest War. I've been wanting to play that, but Red Dead Redemption and the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
What the fuck is going on?
Let's see if it does it. Pop out your headphones real quick.
Well, it's like on my bottom bar is frozen on my audio capture. Yeah, it's still.
Yep, it's still there.
Yeah, like I said, it's the bottom bar and my thing's frozen.
Oh well, this is like the nearby episode, so.
Yeah, something's up. I can't find the hole.
That's what she said. Stamina Max.
Yeah, they got a lot of stamina maxes.
I don't want to play that anymore. Look at the head. Shin's the Lightning Kingdom. I still haven't even started that, and I have it.
I haven't started what?
Shin's the Lightning Kingdom.
Actually, I know what it might be.
Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure. Did you mute yourself?
No.
It only seems to happen when you talk.
Yeah, it's because that's when my audio thing goes in. And the headphone or the mic I'm using is my camera, so I'm gonna have to disable my camera for a second.
Tails is a stereo.
Oh no. Alright. I'll be right back. Again.
Okay. We'll be right back, everybody. After these messages. Wet. Oh, he's gone. He's recording. I hope he knows this. He's gone. Oh, that actually might. I am keep talking. This might actually make me want to get it. It's got Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 5 on there. So I'm.
Now if my shit loads.
I might have to get it for just. But I still can't justify. I mean, it's a lot of. You gonna say blah blah to everybody? Say bye everybody. This is our final episode. I don't know if Mike is still recording or not, but we can just end it here and so.
No.
No? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, he's here, everybody.
How do I get my shit set back up?
Recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a nice little. It'll be nice in the middle of the recording for everybody.
No, because I'm talking.
Yeah, but all around my side of the computer, it was like, so it was trying to load everything. Everything was freezing, and
Borderlands, the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands Ultimate Edition.
So it has all the Yakuzas on it, huh?
It doesn't have all of them. It's got Yakuza 4 and 5.
Uh-huh.
But still, that makes you want to be like,
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Oh, and my thing is not frozen anymore. So yeah, it was just my webcam mic freezing up.
Okay. Now, another game, if they have it on here, then I'll probably get it, but it doesn't look like they do. Man, if they put, like, Star Ocean till the end of time on here, you can buy that. You can buy it for $15.
Yeah.
If they had it on there, I'd be like, okay, I'll buy it. But then again, I'm still like, I still don't know if I could justify paying $100.
Yeah. Yep.
Say bye, everybody. This is the final podcast.
Bye.
It's the final countdown.
I like Brittany's cup.
She can't hear you.
Yeah.
But she's back there.
Yeah, she knows she can't.
She saw you waving though.
That was fucking
I'm
hot.
ready. The baby's here.
Right.
Oh, she's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Come here. We're trying to do a podcast. We got distracted by Paxton.
That's okay. Palate cleanser.
Right.
Just pull that out
Paxton.
for a second.
What?
Oh, he's getting big.
Your headphones if you need.
Paxton said hi. Paxton.
Alright. Now they can.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
It's like what?
It's like,
So go take
What?
that dead.
is that your sippy cup? What you got in there? Is there anything good for me to drink?
Just milk.
Yum.
Pop Dad in the face.
He's like, Dad, you need stronger bones. You better drink this.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're getting too big. You gotta quit growing. You gotta slow it down.
He's also getting extremely smart.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm like, where did you get your intelligence? That's enough for me.
Say hi.
Hi. Can you wave?
Wave.
You can wait. He's just too shy, aren't you? Oh, you're tired.
It's so cute.
I know, I'll get you right here, then I'll get you laughing.
You wave.
Hi. Hi.
Wait,
Can you wave?
Just too low to the camera now.
There we go.
Math assistance.
Close up of baby face.
Paxton stealing the show. Taking it over.
It's like, everybody, drink this milk. It's the best stuff ever. Isn't it? Yeah, it's good stuff. Hey, make me want some milk.
Oh, Mom, huh?
Where'd she go?
Oh, you gotta get your teeth brushed, buddy.
He's like, no.
He's got a full set.
Oh, Jesus.
Man. When you're done drinking that milk there, I need to see them teethers.
Hey, he's got a full set of teeth now. See?
Can I see
Can't
them
see.
teethers?
You're out of frame.
I don't think no, he ain't gonna mess. He's gonna freak out.
That's okay. I'll have time to see them. Nom nom.
Buddy.
Good job.
Ow.
Mmm.
He's actually very good at brushing his teeth.
Yeah, with the fingertip brush.
Yeah, with that. Bite my finger. Right off.
He's like, yep, need more of that stuff. Probably feels good on the gums, too.
What's up?
He's like, back milk. That's okay, you cannot make a combo, but...
But yeah, it's good. He's not picky.
He is on a couple things.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just some food he will not eat at all. Just some food he will not eat at all.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
We tried to give him broccoli, like, he put a piece in his mouth and he's like, what is this?
I don't eat trees.
Threw it right on the floor.
He does not like pickles.
I'm not pickles either, so warm.
Michael loves pickles, but he hates broccoli.
See, I love pickles out of the jar, but not on a burger war.
Huh. I'm kind of the opposite. Although it really depends on the kind of pickles too. I guess I'm picky in that sense.
He goes,
That's funny.
Look, he's starting to get belly.
Oh man. Must be all that milk you're drinking. Oh, you still in your milk? He's like, okay, I guess I'll share.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're so quiet. Are you tired?
He's tired. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh man.
he kept getting mad downstairs as I would listen to his foot and dog.
That kid dog food, I swear.
It's the cat food.
Hey, what are you down there?
Ha
Did you pick up your pinky? No?
He's like, no, I'm taking that milk. Oh, that was cute.
When he lays down to go to sleep, he does not have his pinky in one hand and his bottle and his sippy in the other. He will not go to sleep.
Oh wow.
Well, it just goes back and forth.
Oh man.
You're in bed, Bubba.
Yeah, you go to bed, buddy. Okay. Say night night. Night night.
Night night. Night night.
Night. No.
He's like, okay.
Hey, Mama. And now,
No kissy.
and now for baby hour.
Bye.
Okay.
I need to go change my shirt because I spilled hot tea on it and it kind of hurts.
Yeah, that usually does.
Now you know how I felt in the back of the fucking car when I smelled hot coffee on my leg.
Well, I went to go wave. I went to go wave and tea just kind of went with me.
It's funny.
So, I'm sorry for the audio listeners. You just missed an extremely cute baby, and if the audio was back and forth, that's why, because we were all just talking to the
Yep.
baby.
So, all your listeners, you can, well, it's already kind of late, but you can fast forward like 10 minutes. But, oh well. But yeah, so we're at an hour and 15 minutes in, and we talked a lot about the news. There's only one more news story I really want to touch on.
Go ahead.
Telltale Games shut down today. Well,
Yeah, I know. That's
majorly-
so crazy.
majorly.
I'm
They,
like, Telltale closed down? What the fuck?
yeah, well, we knew they were fighting bankruptcy for quite a while. So they laid off 225 people out of, I believe, 250 today. So they still have 25 people on staff, but that's just to finish out The Walking Dead, the final season.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
So what I've been reading, though, is that they're not sure what they're going to do with the Wolf Among Us Season 2 and the Stranger Things that they were working on.
Oh, I already heard about that.
Are they shutting them down, or?
I heard that that the Wolf Among Us is getting bought by Bethesda.
That would be a good place for it.
They're taking the IP for that, and Stranger Things one, I guess Square wants it.
Okay. I know
I know they came out and asked, because you can read on Reddit, you can read the whole thing about it, and they said that they pitched both of them to Bethesda, and Bethesda's like, we want Wolf Among Us. We don't really want Stranger Things, because Stranger Things, a lot of people don't know it's only 40% done.
Yeah, and it's a new IP.
Yeah. But Square's
so,
like, take it.
Yeah. And I know, since all the people that got laid off in Telltale Games, I know Bethesda actually put out a post saying that they are looking to hire a bunch of the people from Telltale Games, and that's probably to work for.
So is Bungie.
Yeah.
Bungie put out the same thing, saying that we'll take you if you want.
So the thing about the Telltale Games, if you guys, even if you're not a fan of Telltale Games, you got to appreciate the storytelling aspects of the games that they had. They had really good story writers.
You know what else? What are they going to do with the Telltale game that they were working on? Because did they finish the Superman one? Or not the Superman, the Batman one?
I think they just published the last episode, or getting ready to publish the last episode.
And I know they were talking about working on a Telltale Superman.
Yeah, and that's probably going to get ditched. If it hasn't put up in the production, it's probably got ditched.
Yeah, if it hasn't got put up on production, then it'll probably be gone.
But yeah, I know they left 25 people on the team to work on to finish up the last season of Walking Dead, and if Batman's not all the way out yet, I can't remember if they're on their last episode or their second to last episode, then they're going to be working on that too to help push those out.
So anyone wondering, PlayStation Now puts on 20 new games every month. Put in 20 new games every month.
Jesus, that's a lot of games.
Yeah, they add 20 new every month.
And normally it's themed too, by what I've saw.
It's what?
Themed.
Yeah.
So.
And here's what you need. You can, and it is compatible for PC and PS4. And yes, see, I wonder, because you can get now on your PC can you download the PS4 and PS2 games on your PC? Or are they going to make it where you can only download that for your PlayStation? Because to be honest, if you can download it onto your PC, you know people are going to find ways to go around that and then just cancel the service. Get games where they can keep it permanently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a dangerous one there. Dangerous.
Because I can start a free trial right now for $7 or for 7 days.
I was gonna say it's not free if you're paying $7.
Shut up.
Yeah. But yeah. So we've been talking quite a bit for news. You want to go into some of the games we've been playing?
Sure.
The last like 3 weeks.
Sure. I've been playing quite a bit.
I mainly played Spider-Man.
I played and platinumed, and so did Michael,
Yep.
Spider-Man. I've been playing Dragon Quest VIII a lot.
I've been playing a little bit of that.
I've been jumping back to Yakuza. And tiny bit of Wild Arms. Right now I'm going to put that on hold, and I want to finish Yakuza and maybe get halfway through Dragon Quest, because I think Dragon Quest, believe it or not, actually might be longer than Persona 5. I doubt it, really, because a lot of people say, oh, it is. I'm like, I really doubt that.
I thought it was an 80-hour storyline.
It's not. It's 54-hour main story, 83 hours remain in extra, and 120 to complete it.
So, 80-hour game.
If you do all the extras, yes.
Yeah. We normally do extras.
And so that means that... So Persona 5 is still the longest.
It's still long.
That's why it's still on hold for me.
Yep, same here. I'm not ready to tackle that beast again.
If I'm going to tackle that beast, it's probably going to take me probably a couple of years to do it, because I'll probably be like 2-3 chapters, that's what I'll call them, but 2-3 chapters at a time, and then something else. 2-3 chapters, something else.
Yeah. Actually, right now would be the perfect time to start playing Persona again, but
No.
maybe
Dragon
not.
Quest.
Because I'm talking about for me. Because there is Dragon Quest. I've been going a couple hours every day in it. And then
Dragon Quest, like, once you get hardcore into it, once you get the little forge in there and all that stuff, it's getting to be like a whole different game, because you're like, okay, I'll build and upgrade all my stuff.
yeah, so I haven't got that far yet. So.
And don't be worried about when you choose your character, like, for your main character, what are you using? Sword and board or great sword?
Great sword.
Don't be afraid if you feel like you want to do sword and board, because later on in the game, for like 60 gold, you can respec completely.
Oh, it's not bad.
You can change. So you could be like, I think it's like 60. It's like 60. I know it's not that high, because you can do it multiple times and they price. So it's like, okay, because I'm doing sword and board.
Yeah.
And if I get bored with that, I can be like, great sword, respec, pay the money, put all my points into there. But if I get high enough into sword and shield, I get to dual wield. Stabby. Yeah, you get that either way, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I enjoy what I played. I just can't. I'm not into it yet. I'm just not far enough.
Right,
So.
and once you get far enough, I tell people once you do that stupid trial on the mountain, and then get into the big town. Did you get to enter the dungeon yet?
Yeah, I've got my second person.
You got Eric then?
Yeah.
Once you get him, did you give him a boomerang, or did you give him daggers?
Daggers. Because
Boomerang.
Boomerang? Okay.
Boomerang is the way to go. You should spec him into Boomerang, because Boomerang can hit everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't leveled him up at all yet. I literally just got him. I've ran through a couple battles with him, and that's about it.
Yeah, Boomerang is the way to go. Later on, if you want, you can spec him into daggers, especially because he'll get a dual wield daggers.
Well, the only reason I went daggers because he's like, oh, I have this bad boy, and it shows this dagger. So I was like, okay, well, he's gonna be special as a dagger.
Boomerang is so much better because you can hit multiple guys at once, and he gets a skill that once you use it, it does, because it's always the first, because the damage gets weaker as the more guys it hits.
Yeah.
but he gets a skill that the damage stays the same no matter from the first guy to the last guy.
Okay.
So you use that, and it's like, oh look, I just did 120 damage to everybody.
Damn.
And then, especially, like I said, right now I've just been using him for Boomerang, and his stuff's been like mad crazy.
Yeah.
He's been getting a lot more crits too. It's like, boom, I'm critting everybody.
Yeah, I think I've only got like 1 or 2 crits out of like 100 battles I've been in. So.
And it's so weird because with the Boomerang, if he crits everybody. Not just one.
Huh. So, without doing spoilers for Spider-Man, what do you think of it?
It was sad.
It was a sad ending towards the end.
I don't care if anyone hates me or not, but do you think that that's the symbiote at the end?
I was gonna say we can do a spoiler cast at the end of this episode.
Okay, we'll just spoiler cast at the end.
Because I have actually some answers from that because I listened to an audio clip of a spoiler cast that has the game director of it, and he answers a lot of those questions. But yeah, so what did you think of the web slinging and stuff like that? Like,
I didn't think it was as smooth as I thought.
See, I thought it was.
I only felt that way only until I started doing the trials.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was good until the game forced you to have to get to certain areas at a certain time, and then
the one that was the biggest hindrance was that one of the research stations where you had to have, like, I think it was like poison on you or something. You couldn't whip swing. You had to go all the way back to Otto Octavius's lab, and you had to literally just whip pull yourself the entire way.
Yep.
Or run up buildings.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the game wasn't a hindrance for web slinging wise. It wasn't a hindrance until they forced you to go time trial, and then you found the flaws of the web slinging where you couldn't control where you needed to go. Your point jumps wouldn't work as well timed as what it should have been.
I would be pointing straight to do a point launch, and it's like, hey, I'm point launching this way.
Yep.
And it wasn't. And you never point launch the same way twice.
No. So, I mean, there's little things like that, and it's not a big deal until you're time trialed, and then it's like a huge deal.
Well, even in the main game, like during the story, I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but there's a point where you have to do it in a certain amount of time too.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
So.
And then that part with the helicopter too, it's like you try to keep up with it, and it's like, this is not that flawless.
Yep. Combat in it.
Okay, they lied, by the way. They lied about the combat. Because they said that it's going to be exactly like Arkham. And that is not like Arkham at all. Because Arkham was like, you could go counter, then still punch. This one was more dodge, punch, dodge, punch, dodge, It's like, okay, this is annoying.
So, I thought it was a lot like Batman, but after listening to
you couldn't do any counters or anything.
No. Well, you countered later on. You'd counter and you'd shoot web in their face, or whatever, and then you can do an instant kill or instant knockout. But
see, what I used that web bloom or blossom ability.
Where you
jump up and just
spin. Yeah, I started using that at the end. I think everybody used that. So
I started using that more towards the end, especially after you maxed out like all the thugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, once you get to the last baddies of the game, you have to use that. It's just a pain in the fucking ass if you don't.
I'm talking about, like, you know, when you're trying to do like the not the outpost, but like the different crimes that go on. Once you do it once, it's like, I don't want to sit there and take my time to fight the thugs and, you know, the brutes and all that. Just whip swing. Oh, there's like one guy left. Knockout.
Yep. So the combat also, I didn't really think about until after I listened to a spoiler cast, and I wish I would have known this, They said if you're having a problem with the combat, you're Spider-Man, not Batman. Take the combat to the air, and that's where you're gonna be strong at. And they actually hint that in the game because when you're fighting, you'll hear the thug say, "Bring him to the ground. Don't let him go in the air." That should have been those are your audio clues that you need to go in the air and start fighting.
That's how I did all the rest of the battles. Is I literally brought them up, and I would do whip swing, knock him in the air, combo, pull, combo, whip swing. I never got out of the air.
Yeah,
not once.
You want to stay in the air as much as possible because especially with like the guys with weapons and the shield guys like that, they can't block you in the air. It makes combat so much easier. I always stayed on the ground and I struggled a lot, and I wish I would have known or thought about taking the battle into the air.
But they say that, but there's points in the game where you can't go in the air. It's too small of an area to jump up and fight in the air.
Yep.
Not to mention the fact that it's like, and I'm going to spoil a little bit, when you get to the Sable Operatives...
Yeah, those are the last baddies I was talking about. Fuck those guys.
The Sable Operatives, you get into the air, and they're all firing the guns at you at once.
Yeah, and they have the hardest enemy to combat, too. They have the guys that hover. And so, which I found a cheat to fucking take those guys out.
Dodge and then insta-kill?
No. Just fucking spray them with the web, wraps them up, then jump up, grab them, and throw them, and it instantly sticks them to the ground.
There's a different cheat that you can do for that.
Huh.
It's so cheap. Literally get in the air, right? Okay, the whole thing about the Sable guys is 90% of them had armor, so you had to be like...
You have to break the armor.
You
have to break the armor off.
Yeah, you have to grab them and throw them to break it first.
Yep.
So, but the cheapest thing about that was, it was like, when they go to drop those grenades, if you, even if you jump up and barely touch them, they get shocked by their own grenade at that point. And when they're still shocked, if you throw them into the air at another person, it instantly breaks both their armor and gives you a full bar that you can go, oh, finisher.
Jesus.
The one thing I hated about the game, I had a lot of glitches.
I don't have too many glitches.
I had pretty bad glitches with Sable Operatives when they come out of the stupid containers. I had a guy that got stuck in there and he wasn't coming out, and I was like, how do I do this? And then I was like, Shockwave!
I think at the end of the game is where I started having my glitches. I had the Sable Operatives, I get stuck in the building. I would use Web Blossom or the Web Bomb. Right has like, you know, like if you're doing a carjacking and how a Sable Operative, you stop the carjacker and the Sable Operative comes in later. I would run up behind their van before they open the door. As soon as they open the door, I'd Web Blossom, and they would all get stuck, and it would be like acting like another truck is going to come later, and it never comes because I stopped them from getting out of the truck so fast. The game never registered that I defeated all the guys.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
So.
Oh no!
Oh no! What?
My screen went out for a second.
Oh well, I can still hear you and see you.
Yeah. See, my thing that got me was. What the hell happened? My thing that got me was they when they come out of the shipping container crates. I had one guy that got stuck, and there was like this one little tiny gap that I couldn't quite get him. And I tried everything I could to try to hit him, and nothing would work. And I was like, "Crap, what do I do?" So I had to be like, "Shockwave, shockwave." So I had shockwave twice to do it.
Yeah, and I don't, like I said, my glitches didn't come until the Sable Operatives, and I think it's because they added so much at the end of the game that it just was too much for the game. Graphic-wise, the game was amazing. Super amazing game for graphics. And I'm even on the first gen PS4, and it looked fantastic. So, there's that. That was good. Overall, though, the game got 9s and 10s. I would give it an an 8.5. The game overall was good. I definitely am looking forward to the DLCs coming out so I can jump back in. Replayability is probably low for me. I probably wouldn't just go back to match beating stuff. I wouldn't.
Screen went out, like I said.
I wouldn't go back just to play it again. So
See,
that's me.
Yeah, I would if they had really, really good and lengthy. Hold on 1 second, you won't be able to hear me.
Okay. But yeah, so if you guys didn't know, they have the DLC. The Black Cat DLC comes out in October. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna be getting it. So yeah, although you guys won't hear what we think about it, but yeah, I'm excited about that. But overall, the game was good. Good story and stuff like that. The story was super slow. It took a long time to get into. It was a slow grind. For me, it was a slow grind. But as soon as you hit about a third of the way through, holy crap! Hold on, it's a roller coaster ride. So, and it was short. The story was short, but with all the side stuff, it made it like the perfect length. So. Matt's still trying to fix his computer, so I'm just mumbling on here. Once Matt gets his computer fixed, we'll go into a spoiler cast once he's ready. So then me and Matt will dive down deep into the beautiful world of Spider-Man.
Well, whatever. I'm just gonna unplug it for now. Do it for later. Yeah, I mean. No, I agree. It was a real roller coaster, and then it kind of got really sad, and then I was like, oh.
They had some balls for what they did in that game. Yeah. So, and actually, we'll get to that here in a few minutes with the Spoilercast. So, if you guys, let's get into the Spoilercast now. So, if you guys don't want to hear the Spoilercast or haven't played Spider-Man and don't want it spoiled, turn off the podcast now. For those.
Okay, hold on. You know what? We'll do this proper. Let me fix this real quick. So, for anyone that doesn't want to listen, that doesn't want to hear the spoiler cast, Nerds and Nerdettes, keep on gaming.
Yep, keep on gaming, guys. And for those leaving, anyways, the episode's not done yet. Yeah. But anyone that's leaving, it was a good ride. We love you guys. We just wish we had a little bit more support.
For the however many episodes we did, if we had more support, we'd keep going.
Doing more. But like I said, this isn't our last. We do plan on doing more. Just not under the Gaming Nerds brand. So, if you guys are wondering when that's going to happen, follow us on Facebook. Facebook's still up. Discord got discontinued. Don't really know what happened there. It got disconnected. And
because I set it as a business, because we were getting ready to set it as a business. And Discord said since it's a business podcast, or not podcast, Discord,
yeah,
and we've had no active people on there, it just got rid of it.
Yeah. Which is all right. I mean, it was coming to an end anyhow. But yeah, so if you guys want to keep in touch, definitely go to our Facebook page. You guys know where to find us. We've been saying it forever. So, but yeah, you guys keep on gaming if you're taking off.
Mm-hmm. And now, Spoilercast.
Spider-Man. So, let's just dive down into this. They had some balls killing Aunt May. Oh my god.
Oh god. Me cried.
Holy shit. I about cried. Dude, I was like, they can't kill Aunt May. Marvel will never let them kill Aunt May. And they turned around and kill fucking Aunt May.
See,
what?
I thought what I think would have been even more heart-wrenching, like in my opinion, if that point where he had the serum in his hand, if they said, now you have to make a choice. Give it to Aunt May and let all those people die, or give it to those people and let Aunt May die. I think they should have given the player the choice, because it would have been more heart-wrenching. You've been like, what do I do?
Right? Oh, fuck, dude.
I would have been like, save. Manual save.
Yeah, right? No, dude. I don't know. That was hard. That was fucking hard.
Okay, and can I tell you something that I didn't like about the game?
What's up?
I didn't like at the very end of the battle, it was Doc Ock. Very final villain was Doc Ock.
So, they wanted the story of Doc Ock. That's the reason why they didn't have the symbiote suit in it. And I'll get back to you here in a second for that one. They wanted the story around Doc. I like the story build up to the final battle. Like, he wasn't Doc Ock yet, and you get to see how he was made through how Peter created him, how Peter, well, didn't technically create him, but helped create him. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice and all, but I didn't like that the final battle was that. Like,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Mr. Lee, or Mr. Negative.
Negative. Well,
was,
Lee.
Yeah. Martin Lee was harder than the Doc Ock battle.
I think that's because by the time you get to Doc Ock, you're just a badass at that point. You've got all the skills. You've got everything upgraded. I kicked the shit out of Doc Ock.
That suit that he had.
Huh?
That suit?
Which one? Oh, the one you go against Doc Ock? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but there's one thing I did not like the ability it came with.
Huh.
I can refill all my gadgets.
I didn't use it.
I didn't use my gadgets.
I didn't use it. I countered and I just web shot.
That's all you had to do.
You do your 8 web shots or how much ever it is, and then within one dodge you have it all back already. So just do it again. So.
Yeah. And the thing is it's like the ability I used most of once I had it unlocked was where I could be like, boop, I can't be hurt by anything.
I didn't even use it. I didn't need to. I just stopped using the web blossom. Anytime I started even getting close to being overfilled.
I did it with I did it on Rhino and Scorpion or
that battle was a bitch, dude.
They couldn't hurt me because I'm just literally like, hi, thunk.
Yeah, no, fucking the Rhino one was a bitch because I was focused on Rhino and then Scorpion would come out and hit me. I'm like, leave me the fucking alone for 5 seconds.
Scorpion first. I was like, get out of here.
I should have got rid of Scorpion first. He was just a nuisance.
Yeah. Got rid of Scorpion first, and then the Martin Lee, I used it against Martin Lee because, when you do, the giant shockwave that, was really hard to dodge, I used to be like, boop! We done yet?
The shockwave that was hard for me to dodge was the one on the ground, because for some odd reason, I would always forget he does that ground shockwave, and instead of jumping, I would always try to dodge to the side.
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't work.
Nope.
So...
But in all honesty, I hate to say it, all of the battles, I was on medium setting and they still even weren't that tough.
No, I was on easy, just so I can get through.
People say even on the hardest mode, the boss battles were not that tough. They said that they had more trouble with the regular thugs and the Sable operatives and the hideouts than they did with anybody else.
So with them, the reason why it was so hard for them is because there was so many of them, and it's just you can't dodge them all. Like, if I had 3 lines, like with Sable operatives, you have the 3 lines of guns. I'll dodge 2 of them, and that 3rd one will still hit me, even though I got a perfect dodge, and I'd still get hit. And it's just like, fuck, dude. And that's when I went web blossom and I fucking hit everything around me. Just like,
and I think that's the reason why the boss battles were easy, because it's always one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Excuse me, it was 2-on-2.
Well,
Vulture and Shocker.
Well, yeah, there was those, but Mr. Lee had... not Mr. Lee. Lee had, when he went to go in negative form and went to demon, he would have the souls come up. And
the souls were like
one hit. They were still a nuisance. They got in my way. I was like, I want to focus on him. So I'd go over here, I'll start hitting him when I can, and then, he'll come back to his form, then you have to focus on the little guys for a little bit. It's like, fucking bastards. They get in my way. Although, they help me get keep my bonus up, or my combo up, so I can get my shit faster.
Mm-hmm.
So, is Harry going to be the symbiotic suit? The answer to that is yes. So, they did I can't remember the guy's name, Brian. I think that's the creative director's name. So the spoiler cast that I listened to, he mentioned he believes the symbiotic suit has to be a story of its own. It's one of Spider-Man's greatest stories. Mm-hmm. And so they need to not just flood the symbiotic suit with a bunch of villains. It needs to be like how they did with Doc Ock. There needs to be a build. And that's what they plan on doing. So the symbiotic suit is going to be the next game.
But is it going to be?
And Green Goblin's going to be there. That's my opinion on it. Green Goblin's going to be there.
Is it going to be Black Suit Spider-Man. Like, is a piece of that symbiote gonna come off?
It has
when
to.
Harry's ready, find Spider-Man and take him over.
It has to, and that's one of the biggest points of that story. The symbiotic suit is when Spider-Man gets it on him, and Miles Morales is going to be in the next one. Obviously, has another Spider-Man. But yeah, no, that symbiotic suit. That's the reason why they don't want to add it. There's just too many factors that they couldn't add it in. That's the reason why they teased it at the end. And I was actually shocked to see Harry get in the symbiotic suit.
Do you think that it's going to be, for this game, you play as Peter half and then Miles half?
I don't know.
Or do you think it's going to be like Miles only shows up every once in a while and he's off somewhere else?
So, I believe Brian was talking about this game, but he wanted to be Peter's story. And the next game, I still think he said it's going to be Peter's story for it. I know he says that he's plans on 3-4 Spider-Man games. So, and they're all going to be taking place right around the same time frame. So they're trying to get away from the Marvel universe of everything, making it their own universe for Spider-Man. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's showing, I don't know. It was a funny noise though. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 70% Peter and 30% Miles. 20% Miles and 10% Mary Jane.
Yeah.
So
but I think, they shouldn't have Mary Jane in there anymore. That was annoying. Those Mary Jane missions were annoying.
So there's only one that I liked. And that was when she went to go get the dragon's breath. When Spider-Man's on the ceiling and you're telling Spider-Man to take the guys.
Yeah, that was the only fun one.
Yeah. Other than that, it was just sneaking around and being a nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked seeing, like, not being Spider-Man and having him take. That was a cool aspect. But other than that.
Although they didn't animate that very well. Did you ever watch him go back up?
Yeah, I was.
Watch him for long enough, he just disappear.
Yep. I don't think they thought people would stare up at him long enough. That long.
It's like, I looked up because I thought it would be really cool if, like, you look up and as you move, he's crawling.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't even ever see him up there.
And that's what I thought it was going to be. But it's like, I look up, he's not there. I hit the button, I know he goes, poof, comes down, grabs the guy, goes back up, poof. I'm like, where do you get that power?
Right? But, yeah, no, Mary Jane, I like her in the game. I think they did it well. But being playable, no. Nah.
My thing is Miles Morales. Now, I want to know, are they going to do a twist and go, the black suit doesn't go to Peter, it goes to Miles?
See, I always thought Miles Morales was the symbiotic suit. I didn't think he was going to be the Spider-Man.
No, he's Spider-Man.
So.
Miles Morales was actually given Peter Parker's DNA.
No.
And he was cloned using Peter Parker's DNA. And then Miles, after a while, came back and was like, no, you're the clone. And got Peter convinced almost. And then they were like, no.
Yeah. Weird. But yeah, so.
The other thing is okay. So we know the symbiote's going to be in it.
And I have a feeling the Green Goblin's going to be in it because when you go in there as Mary Jane, you see, if you look around and investigate a little bit, she finds the grenades in there that the Green Goblin uses. Yeah. So
the other thing that I want to know is I think Green Goblin's going to be in it. Now, are they going to do something where, like, you play as Peter and you play as Peter, symbiote hits, symbiote takes over Peter, right? Makes Black Suit Spider-Man. Now you got to play as Miles because Peter is now kind of an asshole and you got to fight Peter.
Maybe. I mean, it could go along the symbiote suit because the symbiote suit changes your personality, right?
Right.
makes you more aggressive. So
Well, it brings out your inner personality.
yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. So, what do you think of it being 8 years in the future of the normal Marvel, like 8 years away from the Marvel thing?
That's what pissed me off about it.
I
mean, I'm glad that it wasn't an origin story.
Yeah.
Well, technically it was. It was a Miles Morales' origin story.
But well, it was an origin story for a lot of things. Like Doc Ock wasn't around, and within that 8 years.
That's what pissed me off about it. It's already been 8 years, and now we just get Doc Ock and Green Goblin.
Oh, Green Goblin hasn't even been there. So you get Doc Ock, Martin Lee just.
There's not even any Hobgoblin either.
No, Martin Lee.
Hobgoblin came first.
Yeah, Hobley. Thank you. Martin Lee just turned Mr. Negative. Doc Ock, you make Doc Ock. Well, pretty much make Doc Ock. And whatnot. So some of the villains haven't even shown up.
And that's what actually pisses me off about it, because I'm like, by the time Peter Parker's been Spider-Man for 8 years, he's already put away a lot of these villains that have came back, and a lot of them have stopped being villains. Like, believe it or not, Doc Ock actually in the comic books does stop becoming, like, he still has his tentacles, but he stops being a dick about it.
Yeah, and so I think the whole point of it being 8 years is that they wanted to get away from an origin story. And 2, they wanted to make it their own universe. They didn't want to follow the Marvel rules.
They could have done it right, though. They could, instead of the enemies escaping from the rafts at the very, 90% of the game, towards the game, it could have been literally every villain that he's done. Electro, Shocker, Doc Ock, Mysterio, all of them.
Mysterio is going to have its own game. Mysterio is another big villain.
I'm just saying, all of those characters could have broken out of the raft. Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, all those guys could have. They could have even not had Green Goblin, and still made Norman Osborn mayor, like he was.
Yeah.
But, he's already been Spider-Man for 8 years. They could have had all of those other villains established. They break out of it, and, again, it could be... And it could still be a big lead-up. It could be all of these characters are escaping. They're working for somebody that escaped them out of there. It could have even been Lee, but then it could have secretly been somebody else. They could have actually brought Green Goblin in, and it could have been the entire time Norman was the one that brought them out to do this, to get Spider-Man in there, to try to save, to get Green Goblin out to defeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't want to get into a convoluted storyline, but they could have been because the thing that we saw was they were all breaking out of the raft, and when they said that all the villains that he locked up, I thought it was going to be Kingpin, Shocker,
that's the thing.
Mysterio, all of them.
They wasted Kingpin. They locked him up. He had a big get-go. He had a big intro to the game. Then you took down his castles, and then that was it of Kingpin. Gone for the rest of the game. He should have been one of the ones you fought coming out of the raft.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been. I mean, he's invincible practically. So, I mean...
You know what, guy? You know what battle was dumb that I didn't like? Tombstone.
Yeah, that was an annoying fucking fight.
I'm just saying, he was more of he was Spider-Man's one of his minor characters.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he had a part in the game.
And I'm like, okay. Taskmaster, I thought was cool that they put him in there, finally.
I didn't like his missions.
No, but I like beating
afterwards. Yeah, his battle was hard. Because he knew what your stuff you're going to do, so you had to actually be wise about the moves he used and the gadgets he used.
Yeah. But the thing is it's they could have had a way better story, in my opinion, to be okay, everyone escaped from the raft, and by everybody, it means everybody. Mysterio,
it was
Shocker, everybody that he put in for those 8 years, because that span of villains in the 8 years that if they even if they would have took a chunk of that from the comic books, they could have had that could have made the game. That could have been the 15 hours right there. It's literally every mission's taking out one of those guys.
Yeah, but see, within the 8 years, you gotta think, if they don't have Green Goblin yet, they didn't have Doc Ock yet, they don't have Hobgoblin,
That's
they don't
what
have...
made me mad.
They obviously had Mysterio. And a couple other guys that they just didn't talk about. Because you find in the bags that you find the backpacks, he talks about them. And then some of the cutscenes later on in the game, he talks about Mysterium and stuff like that.
Well, there was also that party that you went to.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Later on in the game, you also...
Yeah.
So, obviously, he fought Mysterium at the time. So, because what I was getting at is maybe that he hasn't put those guys away in the raft yet. So maybe that was all the villains, but then Mysterium and stuff would be in there. And if Mysterium was... Mysterio. If Mysterio was in there, I think Mysterio's too big to be part of just the Sinister Six and whatnot. So...
But see, they could have still had the Sinister Six. That could have been like when they in the way that they could have done it, in my opinion, would have been like, you got everybody, and then the final end of the game, you have the last 6 guys, which are the Sinister Six, supposedly, but there's actually a 7th guy, and it could have been Green Goblin, it could have been Venom, but they could have left Venom out like they wanted to, and it could have been Green Goblin, and been like, here you go, he's actually the one behind it all. And they could reveal Green Goblin was Norman Osborn. He did it for a campaign spiel and everything.
Well, he turned Green Goblin because the failed experiments on the wife or something like that. It fucking sent him off into a rage and...
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, some of the bigger guys, though, I get where Brian's coming from, where he wanted to make Doc Ock the story, because he's such a big character. He wanted to make the symbiotic suit, which is now Harry Osborn.
But it's still, that just makes me upset about it because of the fact that, and I know I need to get in the mindset that it's not going to follow the comics or follow any of the TV shows or anything like that. But what gets me, do you understand my point, though, is what I'm saying? It's already 8 years and you only have 6 villains in there.
Well, technically it should have been 7 because of Mysterio. But yeah, no, I get that. No, what I'm saying, though, is that, he's giving contribute to the bigger villains to where they have their own story. They're not just little side characters like Rhino and Scorpion.
And the thing is, he still could have had a big thing. Like, he could have actually made it where the entire time he could even still had Doc Ock as one of the main villains, but he should have put more than just the Sinister Six in there and made it where they only showed up at the very last end of the game.
Yeah, no.
It should have been the start of the game was him watching everyone escape from the raft.
Yeah,
The start of the game was where he got, because you know how you're on top of the roof and you get your ass beat?
Yeah.
That's how it should have been. It should have started out that way, where he got his ass beat, and then it starts, and he wakes up, and his suit's all torn, and he makes his new suit.
Yeah, but that would... The only conflict I see on that is that it would kind of ruin the Doc Ock story, in a sense, like the build-up for it. It wouldn't ruin the story, it would ruin the build-up for it, because then Doc Ock would already have been down there, unless they escaped, and then Doc Ock was later, if you know what I mean?
No, I'm talking about Doc Ock already let them go because he already had a neural implant that he was working on behind Peter or something, just keeping it hidden.
Yeah, but see, and the whole bring up of Doc Ock was with that, because you had to experience Peter actually helping create Doc Ock.
And they still could have had that, is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
They still could have showed Peter helping Doc Ock create his tentacles without Peter knowing.
Yeah. And that was pretty much the whole point of the story. Was
kind of the same way that they had it, but I'm saying they should have had more villains than just the 6 episodes.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree that they should have... because the whole point of the Doc Ock story was to show that Peter helped make Doc Ock. And so it made you go on that emotional roller coaster. Now I understand most of the story was focused around Martin Lee also as one of the main villains, and you put him away, and then boom, then now you have the Sinister Six coming out. They should have did that a long time ago. They didn't need to focus as much time on Martin Lee as they did throughout the story. Because really, you focus on him 70% of the time, Doc Ock a little bit just by you making, like, you go to the lab and you help him out. And then at the 95% point of the game, all hell breaks loose. Doc Ock is brought in. You know, I mean, I think the villains were brought in way too late. I do agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. They were brought in way too late. They could have had, like, you started out the game and they could have thrown in a couple minor characters. They could have thrown in, like, Tombstone was a character that you fought early in the game. Maybe a couple other small characters.
Tombstone really didn't even need to be in there.
And then halfway through the game, they could have been like, the raft broke open now.
Yeah. I mean,
now you're like, oh crap, now we're going to deal with Vulture and Electro and, you know, all of them. And they could have even had Green Goblin in there unless they wanted to keep that as a separate story like normal.
Yeah.
But they could have been like, okay, you know, Electro came out, Mysterio came out, this guy came out.
That's what I'm curious about is Mysterio. Like, they can't hide that Mysterio was in the game because in the backpacks, they talk about it. And the costume party, they talked about.
You know another character they talked about and didn't show?
Huh.
Chameleon.
Was that the big alligator person that was down there that he was wrestling with before Rhino came in?
No.
In the Halloween party? There was an alligator character down there that he was talking to that wasn't.
No, the Chameleon is the guy that can transform and look like anybody. The only thing is he doesn't have their powers.
I think he also mentioned that in the backpacks too.
He did.
Yeah. But remember, they have other DLCs too that we haven't heard what the villains are in there. But if they make Mysterio, if they make Chameleon Chameleon I'm not too sure about, but if they make Mysterio part of the DLC, ooh, that's not good.
Why is the thing? The thing is okay, I understand adding the DLC for like Black Cat. You know, see her side of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But not adding villains to the DLC.
Well, what else are they going to add to it? What else are they going to add to it now?
Well, now it's pointless though because you already dealt with the Sinister Six,
Unless,
and it already showed these guys. These were the only guys in there.
Yeah, so
of the raft. Unless
these DLCs are going to be leading up to the next game or leading up to the symbiotic suit coming out. So I mean, it would have to be in-game content because most people have already beat the game by the time the Black Cat DLC comes out. So I mean, like November, December, everyone's already beat the game by this point. So I mean, they'll have to think about putting it as an in-game content to where new villain or an ad like trying to promote Spider-Man 2, like, you know what Marvel does, or at the end of the game they have their trailers and teasers and whatnot, you know, for the next movie. So I mean, these DLCs can be something like that for the next game. So
remember it showed Miles Morales jump on the roof.
Okay, we're talking about oh yeah, and then they had fucking symbiotic. Dude, I was actually kind of surprised to see Harry was in that lab. That was kind of cool. Mary Jane was so close. So close.
She pounded on it, remember?
Yeah.
Thump.
Yeah.
Anyways, the thing about it, though, is I understand the symbiote suit one because it'll take away his sickness. It'll heal him.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see that it's going to be Harry. Like, because the symbiote suit...
Well, I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that it's going to be Harry. Because, to be honest, it just... Because they tried this in a comic book, and they realized that they couldn't do it. Because Stan Lee mentioned, like 2 years ago, that they tried, like, years and years ago to do Harry in the symbiote suit. And the reason why is because the controller still has some control over the symbiote after being with him for so long.
Yeah.
He never attacked Peter. And that's the thing, is it's like... And the reason why the symbiote hates Peter so much is because... And that's why they gotta have a black suit Spider-Man, because otherwise it won't make any sense. The symbiote goes onto Peter, takes over him, brings out his inner, his kind of his darker side, and then Peter rejects him, tears him off, and finds a way to take him off, and then he escapes, and he has resentment over Peter now.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have to do something like with the
And
suits.
that's why Eddie Brock, his former bully, when he gets the symbiote suit, he hates Peter as well, and and Venom hates Spider-Man. They're one and the same person, so that's why they were a perfect match.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll have to do something. I mean, I know. I mean, most likely that they're Spider-Man or Peter is going to come in contact with the symbiotic at some point, and it's going to connect with them and then go into that phase.
But I want to know, what are they going to do for villain-wise? Are they just going to do like 4 measly villains, or in number two, are they going to be like, now you're going against Mysterio, and you're going against Chameleon, and you're going against all these other guys?
So I think it's going to be Venom, obviously. It's going to be the core story is going to be around Venom. How they do it, I'm not sure. But then there's going to be Green Goblin in there. But after that, I don't know. There was no real other hints of...
That's what I'm saying. They can't just... It's going to be pretty hard to do an entire story around just Green Goblin and Venom at the same time.
Yeah. Like, I can see where it's going to come in at. Peter's going to try to interrupt... Well, Spider-Man is going to try to interrupt the research that Osborn's doing to help Harry. And then that's where the battle from the Green Goblin is going to come. And then
I don't think that's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is, I think the experiment's going to go wrong, and it's going to take over Harry, and Norman's going to become Green Goblin to try to stop the symbiote, and they fight against each other, and the Spider-Man intervenes for both of them. Symbiote gets away. Green Goblin gets stopped a bit by Spider-Man, or Miles, or both.
Yeah, I forgot about Miles.
And then that's when he's like, okay, fine, and doubles his efforts, redoes his glider, redoes his bombs, and now he's Green Goblin.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Would Harry, or not Harry, would the Mayor Osborn, Norman, go after Harry?
Yes.
Would he?
He would go after Harry, but he probably 99% sure he'd find ways to not hurt him, but figure out how to strip the suit off of him.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So.
But that's all I'm thinking. Unless like you said, Peter's gonna go intervene, like the experiment's gonna go wrong, and Norman's gonna be like, no, I can fix it, and Peter's gonna be like, grab him and whip out of there, get him away,
and then that's when Green Goblin
blows up, and you think, no, I just lost Harry, and
that's
actually
when
the symbiote took him over.
Yep, and that's when Green Goblin's gonna come out and start battling, and
yeah, and he's gonna be like, this is all your fault, Spider-Man, and then he's gonna wind up, he'll redo the glider and the bombs and everything, or it won't be in the same lab as his
in Oscorp building or whatever.
It'll be in Oscorp, and his glider's already in his house. So.
Yeah. So the last topic that we haven't really touched for Spider-Man is the suits. What did you think of the suits?
I thought they were dumb. The only one I liked was the cartoon one, the comic one.
Yeah. There's a few that I used in there that I liked. Most of them, to me, were pointless.
I would have been fine if they, instead of having the suits, you could get the powers of the suits. But they only had 2 suits that you were able to choose from. The one that you started with, that was damaged and got repaired, or the new one.
See, I like the advanced one, the new advanced one that they had.
Yeah.
I like that one.
The game with.
Yeah.
That's why I ended the game. Well, I lied because you end the game with the black one, but you know what I mean.
So I used that one. Then I used Black Cat's one for a while.
Yeah, I used Black Cat's one for quite a while. I had the advanced suit. I used the negative suit for quite a bit.
I didn't use the negative suit.
And then once I think it was the MK or Mark IV armor that looked like regular Spider-Man suit, except they had armor plating on it.
Yeah.
The one that gave the ability that you could literally be like, oh, nothing hurts me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one on.
I think that everyone called it the Iron Man suit, practically.
No, there was another one that looked like Iron Man. It was more red.
Oh.
The one that
They had a couple that looked a lot alike.
Dude, the one I never put on was the Stark suit.
What's that one?
The Tony Stark suit, the one that he made for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that one either.
That was the one that was like black. It had the small blue spider and it had like the black straps on it.
Yeah, I didn't do that one. I know what you're talking about.
I didn't do that one.
The other one I used.
I put on a lot of it.
The other one I used a decent amount towards the end of the game was the black. I kind of like the blackout one, but it was green. The green spider on it had the black and then it had the green.
Oh yeah, the green light one.
Yeah. I used that one a decent amount. They call it the stealth or whatever. I used that one a decent amount.
The other one I used a lot was the what was it? It was the war one. It was the black, but it had like the bigger blue spider at the back that kind of went all.
Oh, yeah, I used that one. I used that one for a couple missions.
Yeah. I thought that one looked cool, so.
And then I used the skull one just because.
I wanted to see. I thought the power was hilarious.
Yeah.
Throw flaming skulls at him.
I was like, yep, I'm totally Ghost Rider right now.
Well, technically you are. I mean, that's actually from a small comic series where Peter Parker dies, Spider-Man dies, and the Spirit of Vengeance, which is what is Ghost Rider, gets a hold of him and says, "You can come back, but you're coming back on my terms." And he says, "Okay," and he comes back as Spider Rider, Ghost Spider.
Yeah, I was like, yep, I am totally a Nicolas Cage version of Spider-Man right now.
No.
And then I used the animated suit just for shits and giggles for a while.
I thought that was cool. I was like, but this looks kind of weird because, like, I was doing a main story scene and it was like real faces, and then you get cartoon Spider-Man.
Yeah, I couldn't take it serious. I was in a serious scene, and I was like,
that's what I was. I was on a serious scene, and then you get cartoon Spider-Man that swings in. I was like, I'm changing that.
Yep. I was like, yeah, no, this has got to go. I can't take this serious anymore. So.
I couldn't do it. I was like, I was laughing too hard.
So one part I wish I had the animated suit for was when you're cooking dinner with MJ and you're in the kitchen, you're making dinner, and then you get the call that you have to go, and so you change in the kitchen and you get ready to take off, and MJ's like, "Wait, did you just get changed in my kitchen?"
Would you leave your clothes on my floor?
Yeah. And then he slowly walks back. I wish I had my animated suit for that one because it would have been fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. You gotta walk back and I just put it on the couch. Okay.
But
oh my god, what do you think? Like, in all honesty, about like the whole situation? Like, we know now Peter Parker doesn't have a job anymore. You think he's actually gonna become a cook, like he said?
I doubt it.
As long as he stays away from making dumplings.
So, you want to know where that dumpling story came from?
Sure.
So, in the Spoilercast, Brian talks about it. So, they were going to make a scene with Martin Lee. It's going to be a bunch of new side missions and whatnot. And it was turning out bad. Just really bad. And it was about collecting dumplings. That's what it was. It was about collecting dumplings. And it was just turning into a nightmare. Just a garbage truck on fire nightmare. And so they tossed it. And that's where the fucking dumplings joke comes from. And so every time they refer to that, that's referring to their nightmare of fucking mission set that they tossed.
Okay.
So it's an inside joke for the developers. And apparently, if you guys ever want to do a playback of the game, and with this photo mode, when a rocket comes at you, take a picture and zoom in on the rocket and turn it if you can. And it says, there's little things like this that most people don't know. It says on the rocket, guaranteed to kill spiders.
Mm-hmm. One of them, I kid you not, because I didn't know how to take a picture, but it was in photo mode. And I zoomed in on it, and it said raid.
Yeah.
I was like, raid.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Like, if you go to the Ghostbusters fire station there, I don't know where it's located at. You can look inside and you go on photo mode and you can zoom in. It's actually the little tiny ghost is in the back of the fucking station.
Oh yeah, Slimer.
Yeah, Slimer. He's in the back of the station. It's just little things like that.
Well,
Little details.
But you know that one of the abilities you can get lets you see the secret photos that you can do.
Yeah, that's the last suit.
The last suit is the Great Equalizer. Which is where you're in your underwear.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Which gives you a one-hit knockout on any enemy, but they can knock you out in one hit.
Yes, when you're using your ability. But yeah, no, I haven't figured out the secret photos yet. Like, I don't get the point of them.
I was saying to show up on the mini map, and I was like, "Well, that's cool." And I looked up what they are, and they're like little nods to different things. Like, I guess there's a couple nods to like you find like a spray painting that you can take a picture of Hulk.
Yeah, I found a couple spray paintings, but I was like, so I went in photo mode, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? Fuck it, I'm not gonna waste time doing this shit.
And then there's also another. There's a funny one. Like if you go around, I don't know exactly where it's at, but I've seen it. I thought it was fake, but you can look it up. I need to look it up exactly because I kind of want to find it in game. But you find a cardboard cutout of Deadpool, of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool.
Believe it.
But in this one, he's got black tape covering his mouth.
Oh, I saw that. I saw gifs of that.
Yeah. So I'm like, is that trying to nod that he curses, or is that trying to the abysmal X-Men Origins Wolverine Deadpool?
Oh, fuck.
But I thought the game was good. Like, it was nice to have an open world Spider-Man again, back like Spider-Man 2. And again, let me remind you. And tell me if I'm wrong on this. If you think about it, that new Spider-Man game is a remake of Spider-Man 2. The main villain in Spider-Man 2 was Doc Ock.
But Spider-Man 2 is based off the movie.
Yes, but the villain was still Doc Ock.
It was based off the movie.
It was still Doc Ock, the main villain, and in this one, the main villain was Doc Ock.
Yes, you fought the Sinister Six and fucking number 2 also. Yes, I get what you're getting at.
You also fought against Mysterio too.
Yes, you did. Yes, I get what you're getting at, but I still wouldn't call it a remake.
No, it's a remake. It's a remake of the movie version.
Except 8 years without an...
Let's just say it's a retell.
Yeah, let's go with that.
What?
I was trying to think, because I was like, Spider-Man 2... I was like, oh, it's 8 years, so there's no origin story, but Spider-Man 2 wasn't an origin story either.
No. So it's just a retelling of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, just different type of setting, but yeah.
Right. Instead of being a couple years that he's been Spider-Man for 8 years already,
yep.
Which Doc Ock should have already been established, but I've already said that rant, so I'm not going in there again.
I personally liked the way they did it, but then again, I don't follow the comics and all that stuff, but...
I don't either. What are you talking about? As I have my deck of comics here.
Right. No, overall though, I think the game, like I bitched about the story being too short before the game came out, but with all the side content, I think it was perfect.
I think just if you did the story on its own, to be honest, I think it was good as it was. Because to be honest, it technically was a origin story. It was an origin story for Doc Ock, though.
Yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Number 1.
But yeah, I mean, overall though, the game is good. Like I said, I give it 8.5 rating. So I kind of agree with everybody else, but there was a couple things that knocked it down for me.
No, there's a lot of stuff that, like, if I had to rate it, I rate it as 7.5.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that really, the whip swinging knocked it down.
Yeah, like I said, the web swinging wasn't bad until I got put into a time trial. That was the only time it went bad for me.
And honestly, the other thing that really kind of knocked it down for me, too many gadgets that I didn't even use all of.
I didn't buy all of them.
Oh, I bought all of them, but I didn't upgrade them all to max.
I didn't even buy all of them. I didn't buy the last two. I didn't buy the one that hovered the guys up in the air and the.
It's no good. It lasts about like 3 seconds.
I just
and it
didn't.
only works on the small guys, and it doesn't work on any disabled operatives.
So the only gadgets I used was the impact web, the basic spider shooter, obviously, and then the tripwires. The tripwire.
Yeah, I use the tripwire a lot.
Those are the only ones I used.
Yeah, that's all I use.
I think that's what everyone pretty much used. Oh, and the electric web to do the electric challenges.
You're right. I was used to the electric webs too. Every once in a while, I thought just as a joke, I'd throw the drone out there.
Yeah, I didn't use the drone.
Like
Although,
10 seconds.
all the environmental missions that you'd use the drone, I think that was kind of cool.
Oh, you had to crawl?
Yeah, well, no, the environmental missions where you use the drone to find the other drone and you get picked up by the fucking.
That's different.
Yeah, no, I know. I like those. I like those missions
Yeah.
though. I like
Yeah,
I like what they did
those
with
are
them.
cool, too.
I wish there was a couple more like that.
Yeah, I was like sitting there going, we have all these gadgets, and I used like 3.
It's like the powers, and I get that they had each suit had a power pretty much, but I don't hardly use any of them.
I used Whip Bloom because it was freaking off, or Whip Blossom because it was like, everyone's stuck. Like I said, there might be one guy left where I could just be like, punch.
I use Battle Focus, the Web Blossom, the Electrical Fist,
Focus a lot too.
the Electric Fist for using the electric attack things for the missions.
Oh yeah, when it's like electrocute 5 guys.
Yeah.
Punch.
I equip quips once just so I can.
That was funny.
Just so, yeah. I think that's about it.
Quickly.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
What I used the most of course, was that one I told you about. It's like, boop,
Yeah, I think
hurt by anything.
towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But,
That's all I used it for, was towards the end of the game. It's like, well, I'm gonna fight a rhino in them. Boop! Now you guys can't hurt me.
Scorpion's mission, I think they need to change that. I don't like.
We had to like, where you're like, oh, I'm on drugs. Let me.
Yeah, the whole psychedelic thing from being
Yeah.
poisoned, I think that was a little far fetched for me.
Oh, I'm dying. Let me try to. I'm like, this isn't Scarecrow now.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the vibe I got was Scarecrow from Batman.
That's what I got too.
So
Like, this isn't Scarecrow now. The other mission that I think would have been better if it was 1-on-1 would have been the Scorpion Rhino fight.
yeah, I was actually kind of excited to take out Rhino, and then Scorpion jumped in, and I was like,
Well, see, once I got rid of Scorpion, it's like, oh, Rhino, pull this down, whack, punch, punch, punch. Pull this down, whack, punch, punch, punch. Oh, this is easy.
yeah. Yeah, I was hoping for more of a Spider-Man 2 fight with Rhino, where you actually where he runs into buildings, you like dodge out of the way, and he runs into the buildings, and then you web up to him, and then you do your button mashing, and
That's what I'm saying. I thought, that's what it could have been like. You're going to go like investigate this thing after stopping Scorpion, and you're in like this little narrow hallway, and at the other end of the hallway is Rhino, and he's heading towards you full blast. You're gonna be like, run!
yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the imposter Rhino was better than the overall Rhino. The one from the Halloween party.
The imposter Rhino was just funny. It's like, really, dude, you want to fight? Okay.
Right? Tie them all up, and then he turns negative. Then you fight him again.
I don't know, it's funny when you get to fight the students, you're like, punch, punch, punch.
Toss him to the ground.
He like lightly tosses him to the ground. He's literally like picks up.
Oh shit.
Sponge. It's like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, and then the outcome for the Rhino Scorpion fight was kind of stupid, where they turned on each other. And then they went.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna whip him inside this crate now.
Yeah, Rhino would have been able to get out of that. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Rhino would have got out of that. So. But yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, the game is good. No replay value in it for me whatsoever. The DLCs, I'm gonna
hear it, guys. You guys hear it. Game's good. No replay value. Trust me, I don't get why they have a new game plus in it unless you are trying to platinum it and you decide to platinum it later and you're like, I just did the story. You can just be like, okay, load up and keep going because at the end of the game you can still play.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, the only time I'm going back is for the DLCs, just to see what they're bringing to the table. We know Black Cat. We don't know November, December yet.
See, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm sorry, but Black Cat.
First one in the water. Brought it over and put it on my iPad. Soaked my iPad.
I'm not saying Black Cat's a bad character. She's a good character. Like character-wise, not like if she's good or bad. But
yeah.
If we already didn't like how they we did the whip swinging for Spider-Man, how are we gonna get around town with Black Cat?
But my thing is, are we gonna have Black Cat before Spider-Man, or is it going to be after when she stole all the things for her job, and she was trying to get the attention of Spider-Man, and we're gonna see that?
Or is it that mission?
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm curious about is. What's going to happen there? And are we even going to play Black Cat? Are we just going to play Spider-Man with Black Cat involved? So, there's a lot of questions around it. That's what I'm so curious about.
Mm-hmm. One other game that... Oh, this isn't a spoiler cast anymore, anyone. I just wanted to throw this out there. And then we'll end it here because you guys are probably tired of hearing us now.
Yeah, they're going on 2.5 hours.
Another game me and Mike were playing, and we should have streamed it because it had the most hilarious moment, was A Way Out. We were on the boat, going down the river, and for some reason, we completely spin the boat around, and we're backwards going, what?
And so, here's the thing. We failed this mission twice. So it put us in a weird spot for a checkpoint, and somehow we hit the wall. We couldn't get righted back, and with the way we hit the wall, yeah, and the way we hit the wall, it caused us to go backwards, and we actually went down backwards better than going forward. And we couldn't see what we were doing. We were just like, well, we'll just wait for us to die. Oh,
I literally just set my controller down. I was like, all right, I'm just going to watch this now.
Yep. And we ended up not hitting anything all the way down.
We were like, what?
So,
if you and I should have to be done with this, we should hop on that and finish it.
I'm going to bed.
You don't work tomorrow.
I don't work tomorrow. But I'm going to bed.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to bed. You don't work tomorrow either.
Yes, I do.
I thought you said you had Saturday, Sunday off.
I don't.
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe I have to DoorDash.
Maybe.
No, I can't DoorDash yet.
Not yet.
They said I gotta wait for some kid to come in.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Did you have to wait for some kid to come in?
No, we had to go do some interview thing. We had to go, well, not an interview, a class.
They didn't tell me to go to any class. They just said that they're gonna send me this like certificate.
Yeah, that's equivalent to the class.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we're at 2.5 hours. I suppose we will call it here, guys. So for anyone that stuck around to listen to this, our amazing Spider-Man, no pun intended, Spoilercast.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spoilercast, thank you. We appreciate it. And that's probably one of our first and last Spoilercast.
If anyone ever even listened, it's like I guarantee this video will go up and we'll get like 5 views and it'll be us.
Oh, on SoundCloud we get a lot of views, but I think it's just people listening closing. I don't think it's actual real views. But we never know because no one ever responds in when we ask questions.
Yep.
So,
Even though I told them to write in multiple times.
yep, well, we both have. That's the reason why the Gaming Nerds is coming to a close after this episode. So, you guys, like I said, this isn't goodbye.
Once again,
Well, it is goodbye for Gaming Nerds, but we will be back in the beginning of the year as a new podcast.
yep, once again, Nerds and Nerdettes, keep on gaming.
Keep on gaming.
That lasted longer than what I thought.